I like the way you look, but I still need to have some kind of
conversation and shit like that.
Yeah, to gauge who you are, and so that never really works. People stepping on my shoes, that I'm tight.
Yeah, I'm
the
good
drinks
on
are mad
that.
expensive. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I have to go because of, obligations.
Yeah,
because throwing this shit, you gotta.
You're an entertainer. You're a rapper.
Like,
so
that's the only reason why I'm there. But for the rest of my life, if I never win, I won't be mad.
You can control the camera from there to start it.
Oh, and there are kale chips here too.
No, I was just curious.
If you into healthy shit.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's dope.
So you into like stuff like that, like kale chips, and you super like. What's it go?
I was trying to take a healthier route first because I feel like everybody else has the other industries tapped.
Okay.
Oh, for this. So you said, see, no, that's why we need you. We'll be fucking diabetic up without whatever you want to give us.
Y'all got me fucked up if y'all think I'm about to lose the Manny Pacquiao,
I
man.
remember this shit.
I'm about to beat his motherfucking ass on God now. And I don't know who NM is, man. I really ain't worrying about too much, you know what I'm saying? This the first time I'm over here with all this drip. Get me snapping your pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely would like the rematch with Floyd.
Man, fuck Floyd, man. No disrespect, but he ain't fighting Floyd.
Absolutely. Let me ask you
He
this.
fighting me.
But do you
He
think...
beat your motherfucking ass, man. You worry about Floyd. He already beat you, brother.
Do you think they're...
You got to get past me first, big feet motherfucker.
Do you feel like they're underestimating you?
Man, okay. I'm trying to tell you. You might get punched, Brian. I got the whole hood with me. Just like he got the whole...
HOOD.
Philippines with him. I don't even know how to spell that. I got the whole hood with me. HOOD.
Yo, I didn't hear all of that. That was the first time I
gotta
heard
drop
all
a
of
bomb,
that.
Adrian Broner, man.
Nigga said I can't even spell that.
HOOD.
Yo. Episode 12, Unpopular Opinions.
1, 2.
Thanksgiving edition.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got the leftovers here.
Mm-hmm.
I got Mama's sweet potato pie.
Woo, damn.
You know?
This shit is banging.
Thanksgiving treats.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanksgiving treats.
Hell yeah. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A lot to be thankful for this year.
Of course.
This is a great year.
Pretty much.
What's so, yeah, we can start on that note. What's one thing you guys are thankful for?
I'm thankful for, of course, health. I think it's first and foremost. So many people don't have the luxury of being healthy. I'm thankful for that. But really, like, I'm thankful for this platform. Like, this has brought a lot of new, beautiful things, new friendships, new networking opportunities. So, like, I'm definitely thankful for that. This is a great opportunity, great thing you put together.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I'm glad you guys were able to do it, you know.
For sure, second
appreciate it. What about you, Q, a.k.a. sexist shit?
I second that.
Which one?
Just like, so I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Yes.
Without a doubt,
yes.
And et cetera, all the things that has come with it. But I'm grateful to wake up. Amen.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Amen.
I'm grateful for the people in my life. Amen.
Amen.
So that's pretty much.
That's what's up. I mean, for me, I'm grateful for like another year of good health. I'm thankful for. I know I said one thing, but thankful for my parents. You know. They're in good health. Yeah, man. This is always things to be thankful for. Just count your blessings, kind of like that song with Nas and Damon Marley. You know, just count your blessings.
Word,
you know?
always,
thankful
always
for everything. So,
and even be thankful for quote unquote bad shit.
Yeah,
the tests, the tribulations, the trials. That's the shit that actually makes you strong in the long run. So like, I'm happy for the roadblocks. I'm thankful for the shit like that because I was stronger.
Definitely, man.
For sure.
But yeah, it was a good Thanksgiving. Everybody's Thanksgiving was good. Everybody ate good.
Hell yeah, always.
Sure did.
Yo, Lord, I ate so much like the side of my it was hurting. Like I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, nah, why is this sore? Like my stomach was like, no, that's it.
I didn't go in this Thanksgiving.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I just didn't go in this Thanksgiving. I don't be eating too much in one setting anyway. So you'd have to have like food available all day in order, or at least I would, in order to like really go in.
Did you have the food at your place, or did you go to see? Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me.
I went to my family home.
Yeah, so
my extended family home. Yeah.
Okay. I had one to-go plate like that, you know. So then it was like that was a wrap. Like I ain't really have no leftovers. I ain't have no, so you know.
I had first, second, thirds, fourth plates.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
kind of what I look
much.
forward to. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie.
man.
Like that, that's the whole purpose.
Tomorrow,
of the
I'm gonna be running with the kids, running laps. You run this
Yeah.
damn thing.
Hell yeah.
You know, but it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Nah, not until after Christmas.
Yeah, 'cause,
Christmas is probably when I go into because Christmas I'll be home visiting my home.
You don't like
My mother.
American food like that, right?
No,
Since
I
you're
do.
From like, you know.
No, yeah, I do. My dad is from like Washington D.C. and his family's from the South. So
When you
Okay.
say
Right.
American food, you mean like what
I'm
specifically?
specifically like
Collard greens, cornbread, that
nah,
kind of stuff.
I guess. Yeah, I
oh,
guess
that's
so.
what
Yeah.
that's what I assumed
Yeah.
when you said it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean everybody has their own version of like baked macaroni and cheese and all kind of rashness, but
Yeah, that,
American
Yeah.
macaroni pie.
But like I think something that is different is like sweet potato and sweet potato pie and all that stuff like that because they don't do that. That's not something that's made in the Caribbean, but I
Oh,
appreciate
I
those
didn't know
things
that.
very
I
much.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I like that. You know, it's good.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, you ain't let me
He
know.
was looking for a reason.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
I got a couple new ones.
Bro, I thought that shit was its own word. Well, I don't mean to get into a story, but I didn't
Nah,
even
that's
think
fine.
that, you know, like,
It was Lord have
yeah,
mercy.
when I found out that Lot of Mercy was Lord have mercy, yo, I laughed for 48 straight hours. I was calling people like, yo, did you know? They like, yes. I'm like, yo, nah. Like, I was seeing that shit for mad years, like, Lot of Mercy, and had no idea that that's what the fuck they was saying.
Wow.
Like, yo, that shit not. But
No
that shows you
judgment.
that this
I ain't
no,
judging.
but that shit, yo, when I found out what that shit was, Lot of Mercy.
Lot of mercy.
It's a couple people that's gonna listen to this that's gonna be laughing because it was 2 straight days I was hitting everybody like, yo, did you know? I'm like, yeah, you
That
dumbass.
is funny.
Yeah, I'm super Yankee.
Lord have
I guess.
mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Yo, my favorite shit
Napkins.
all time.
BOMBACLOT.
Oh, we knew that. That's what I thought you was going to when I saw
Yo,
you fumbling over
I
there.
love
Man,
that
yo.
word. Like, it's a great word, man. I know it means whatever, but
I don't know.
It's just a fun word to say.
It's dope.
I've been caught saying it. Like the kids, like they'll do something crazy. I'm like, BOMBACLOT. And they would look at me, Mr. McCray. I'm like, what?
It's a cuss word.
I know. Oh, funny story, real quick though. So first day of school last year, right? One of the students, he's I believe he's of Jamaican descent, and he's like, Mr. McCray, do we have gym? You might know who I'm talking about. Do you have gym? And I was like,
What grade?
5th grade. He was in 5th grade. He's in 6th grade now. He's
Got it.
tall.
Don't say his name.
I'm not gonna
Comes
say
to
his
me.
name.
I have a feeling.
And he was like, Mr. McCray, do we have gym? And I was like, nah, man, nah. He's like, BOMBACLOT. Yo, I was dying.
That shit is universal. man.
Yo,
That
he's
shit
like,
everywhere.
BOMBACLOT.
When I first moved here and when I first moved to DC, I used to use Caribbean cuss words in class
Yeah.
because I knew that my teachers didn't understand it until one day I got a deficiency notice. And that shit said cursing in Jamaican.
Oh, shit.
Right? But then
Got him.
my ignorant ass, well, I don't know if this was ignorant. I went to
Mm-hmm.
the principal of the school, Mr. Phillips, he was Trinidadian, so he was from the
Yeah.
Caribbean. So I went to him, I was like, Mr. Phillips, you know this is not true, right? He was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Weren't you cursing in class? I was like, yeah, but I'm not from Jamaica. I don't
Yup.
Rascal.
like it's not a language, so
Yup.
and I
Bullshit.
used to
Get
do
out of
stupid
here.
shit like that all the time to get out of shit.
Lord
She's
have
like,
mercy.
get your teachers.
Lord have
Tell them
mercy.
stop writing ignorant shit.
yo, you laughing? Yo, but I love the word, man. BOMBACLOT.
I love that shit.
I will never ever.
Rosclot is my favorite.
Yo,
That's the one I like to call
Rosclot.
it. Rosclot.
Yeah, BOMBACLOT.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Fasehol.
Yo, that's my
Oh,
favorite
you
shit.
don't want to.
Well, I've said it once, and then one of the kids
Well,
like,
then
Mr.
you
McCray,
now you're saying it
can't,
again.
you can't say fasehol.
Yeah, that's not. It's not kind.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
yeah.
akin to an F word.
But yo, I know. Yeah, we can't go there. No. I'm not even gonna.
But
I'm not even touching that.
it's still funny. Okay,
It's
like,
funny.
Like American curse words are funny, like shit bricks, some shit like that, like fuck face. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, but
I don't. It's funny.
Have you ever used any of those words?
I've used it like if I've missed a shot, I'm like, oh, fuck face, motherfucker, shit ass.
Really?
I curse a lot on the court, so
Yeah,
I
you
ain't
do.
gonna lie,
This
like,
guy,
it's
potty
funny
mouth
to
right
say
here.
the word. I mean, yo, man.
Being his
listen,
teammate will give you gray hairs.
Listen, it'll give you rings too, though. And that's all that matters, baby. If we win,
Yo.
that's all that matters. Fuck it.
That's real.
Yo, people listening and watching, like if you, he's like, Reef is like a mixture of like Westbrook and Draymond Green.
Damn, that's not. But yo,
Yo, like, yo, I was telling your brother, I'm like, yo, this guy, man.
You mean
Yo.
just in terms of like interaction with people and teammates and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
like he's
I don't pay attention to it like that. So when you use
yeah,
it, I'm not sure.
yeah, like great teammate, but like
Yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
competitive, but it's like technical foul prone.
definitely. I average a technical foul per game. Absolutely, I agree with that.
And it's-
But what I will say is, with like Draymond, I don't think I've never got into any beef with a teammate. That's one thing that
Yeah.
I hate athletes that do that. I hate athletes that ruin the locker room. Because almost when I go out there, it's almost like we out there and this is a war.
Yeah.
And this is my platoon and we out here ready to die for each other. So I never get into beef with teammates. I never like to be that person. But
Yeah.
on the court, fuck the other team. Fuck the refs, fuck
Always.
the crowd, everybody. Like, yeah, it's literally a war when I get out there.
I always enjoy playing with you guys, like you.
Hell yeah, I had a
O'Neal.
dope time.
It was definitely fun. Back-to-back champions, by the way.
Word up, back to back.
Back to back.
Basketball is not everybody in basketball is having a good.
Oh man.
A good time
Speaking,
lately,
yo, what's up with Dwight Howard? What's up with your boy Dwight Howard?
My
Former Laker.
Hughes boy.
Former
Huh?
Laker.
Oh, you gonna try to throw?
I don't
a
follow
former Laker
basketball
on
I
like
know.
me?
That's why I said former Laker.
Bro. Let the record
was-
show. Anybody that
He
knows
wasn't your
me
team.
knows that I always hated Dwight Howard, and this was in a line of the player I hate the most coming to my team. I hated Steve Nash. He came to my team. I hated Terrell Owens. He came to the Cowboys. Like, I'm not that fond of LeBron James. He comes to the Lakers. Like, this is a reoccurring theme of the player I hate most coming to my team. So yeah,
It's a
Dwight was on
strong
the
word.
Lakers, but I hate
Yeah.
him. Yeah, but I was never a Dwight fan. But this has nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah. Apparently, yo, here's the thing. I'm gonna be real. Like when I first saw his injury report,
But
his buttocks, like that's real. Like
You
his
said
injury,
his injury report?
his injury report.
Is
like
that another word?
like if you
if
get
you're
hurt,
injured,
it'll
Uh-huh.
say what body part,
Yeah.
like out leg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it, got it,
So
got it,
his
got it.
butt.
buttocks.
so it's like it's
Interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah, you're right. Where you at, Kawhi? Where you at, brother?
Wait, and when did this happen?
He was
When
out.
was this? When was this a part of his?
Like beginning of the season,
Yeah, he missed the first.
he missed the first couple games because of butt injury.
Maybe he fell down really hard on the court.
No,
I bet he
no,
butt hurt now.
no. You 6'11". Them damn pause.
His
Pause.
glutes wasn't firing. Remember, Tiger
Pause.
Woods' glutes wasn't firing. If your glutes ain't firing, man, you,
Nah, he got a lot of butt action.
man, I don't know.
Pause.
It's-
Like, and you're making a lot of assumptions, right? Look at. Well, let me stop. I'm not gonna go from that angle, but you're making a lot of assumptions. So there was a report
If a
that came
brother
out-
butt hurt, and the allegations are him being with a tranny, if it sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck,
Here's the
it's a
assumption
fucking
that,
duck.
The jokes
but
is
here's
too
the
easy.
assumption that you make in a relationship as such, right? There's always a person who, not always, because like people have roles. Well, I can't speak
he had
on
a role.
behalf. Yeah, but I don't feel like. But why is it funny?
So you think he's
See,
not the
this is
lead?
the shit that
He's not the
perpetuates-
Oh
moderator?
boy!
I'm
Don't try to
just
make this
saying-
sexist, because that's
I'm
another
not
issue.
saying that it's
We gonna
sexist.
get
It's
on.
just
woman involved in
bigoted.
Thank you.
It's that is okay. Y'all are not funny. It's bigoted.
A woman in- okay.
And let
This-
me tell you why it's
I
bigoted,
think
right? Because like there's already issues with men who have like different like sexual preferences in different types of industries who don't want to come out,
You know why?
and like they don't want to come out because of criticism like this.
You know why I can laugh? And
Why
I'm-
you laughing?
I was gonna laugh
So
regardless.
explain why you laughing.
It's funny because one, the fact that the report said he had like his pastor being like his hitman, like yo, making threats to the tranny. Like,
that's
listen,
what-
we can make you disappear.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's apparently why she came out.
Yeah, why
'cause of,
she
like, the
came
threats,
out,
like,
or
his
he
pastor
came.
threatening him.
She came out, the lady.
yeah, that's real.
But
You
the
gotta-
shit, you got
But
a
wait,
butt
is it
injury.
because-
Man, whatever.
So you're laughing because a pastor was a bully?
No, I'm laughing overall at the
Was it
story.
real?
Yeah, it's
Enforcer?
mad
I'm
funny.
putting it all together. First off, the first couple games, you got a butt injury, which I've never heard that shit ever in the
Has
game.
there- have
Ever
there-
in sports.
I was
ever.
about to say, have there
Have
never
you?
been a history
Nobody
of
out
butt
for
injuries,
buttocks.
butt injuries in sports?
I've never heard anyone being out buttocks. Besides
No.
that's the only one in history, and you know.
Have you?
Everybody
Have
knows
you?
how crazy
Exactly.
about sports
No
I am.
one.
Like I've never.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
I'm
looking to
wrong.
see.
Yo, go ahead. Maybe somebody was out. I'm sure. but-
Even you, if I was to call out of work like, yo, I can't come in. Why you can't come in, McCray? Because, yo, my butt.
I might think that you
The
have diarrhea or
hemorrhoids,
something.
the
No.
I might think
hemorrhoids.
that
No, I drop
one
my
might think
stink.
that you have diarrhea. You
I'll
never know.
drop my stinky load at work. That's
Hemorrhoids
different.
is real.
Yo, that's butt.
All right.
Well, it's not amidst the top 5 injuries.
I mean,
in-
it's no, that absolutely.
It's
I could've
definitely-
told
if
you,
it
don't even
is-
look that. Yeah, don't even look
What?
that up. Just look if anyone has ever been out besides Dwight Howard for buttocks. I don't know,
The
but
BOMBACLOT.
I mean, yo, if you like what you like, whatever. But it's just funny, like you like chicks with dicks and you 7 feet, bro. Like,
Yo, what?
Now,
and
what's-
it's ill because he got like 8 kids.
Yeah.
And I remember like my whole shit about like Dwight Howard, not even defending him. I used to be like, yo, y'all want him to be, 1,000% dedicated to ball. Bro got like 6 or 7 different baby moms. He got all this child support and all this stuff coming. So you didn't have time to really focus on basketball. Not only was he juggling that, he was juggling a secret life of
And,
being with trannies. So
and
he's
apparently
not
he's
focused
gone
on
to like
ball.
transgender bars and clubs.
Parties and shit.
But
But how though? See,
but what's
that's
wrong
the
with
shit
any
I
of
don't
it? What's
believe.
wrong with any of it?
That's the shit I don't believe because Dwight Howard
hide
can't
it.
be low and not this big 7
He's
foot,
7
fucking
foot tall.
290-pound motherfucker. You can't hide
Walking
in them
into-
shits, bro.
Yeah.
However, there's these non-disclosure agreements. Apparently,
From a club,
with the
though?
story. Now I don't know about the club, but from the story with homegirl Messin, what I don't know, homegirl,
Bro,
whatever.
you gotta dig you up
No, I was looking it up. I was laughing through the whole process.
a lot.
And yes, and it was said that that she did not want to sign the non-disclosure, and the pastor, the gangster, he was like, "Listen, you gonna sign this motherfucking non-disclosure. If not, you gonna have to relocate XYZ." And I'm like, "Hold up, though. Like all this for."
Nah, because do you know that the pastor's getting buku dollars off of Dwight?
Of
And if this
course.
comes out and fucks up Dwight's money,
It
then that
messes up-
fucks up the pastor's money. So that's what he just protected his
assuming
investment.
all of this is true.
Even if it's
assuming
not,
all of
it's
it is
fucking
true,
hilarious.
but
True, because
even
I don't know if it's true.
but why? But like,
It's hilarious.
I guess I still don't understand why it's so funny, and or why it's such a big deal.
Come
yes,
on.
he's tall,
You know it's funny.
but all it. No, I don't think. I think how you guys react to it is
The
funny.
motherfucker injury was a butt injury.
I can't speak to that. I have no
Tranny.
experience in understanding like
The
how it is
motherfucker
that
was
basketball
doing the butt.
people-
Oh.
And if he was, so what?
Oh, and
Put
the
the
one-
backfield in motion.
you know, it'd be funny if he comes
Yeah,
back.
right.
If he come back making free throws.
Yo, they won last night. Who they beat last night? They beat somebody they wasn't supposed to beat last night too, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? I don't want. It wasn't Dallas because they beat the Celtics. I can't remember.
It wasn't Houston.
And
Was
that
it,
wasn't
was,
'cause-
was it the Celtics? Somebody.
Hold up. We got a
Somebody.
special guest.
They beat somebody they wasn't supposed to beat.
We got
Yo.
Rain. What's
Good
going
evening,
on?
good
What up?
evening.
We got to give a round of applause. Welcome
Do it,
back,
do it, do it.
Rain.
Hey, Rain.
Welcome back. We was just talking about some Dwight Howard stuff.
The way they was roasting him had me, every meme. My nephew was
We got
sending
a
me.
spread. We
Shout out
got
to my
some,
nephew Roddy Kane. He was sending me mad fucking memes, all the shit that they was making on Twitter
Yo.
last night. And I was like, tears was literally streaming down my face last night. I was laughing at him
You want a
so
slice
bad.
of pie? Sweet potato pie. We got some leftover snacks.
Got some Dawn.
Got some thon maker. Got some Southern Comfort I upgraded from the bottom
Oh,
shelf to the second shelf.
shit. I ain't even realized.
Let me
Oh,
get
shit.
another round of applause for that.
They didn't send him his shirt.
Yeah, word.
They
He
didn't
still
send
ain't
his
get
shirt.
No Christian brothers.
Christian brothers,
I
y'all
still-
still ain't send his
Y'all
shirt.
They didn't send his shirt.
He's not fucking with y'all
Y'all
no
still
more.
ain't shit.
Damn.
But yeah, shout out to Southern Comfort, SoCo. You know,
Yeah, I was one of the first.
That's the
drinks
move
I
right now.
started
So
messing with.
what's also interesting, right, is that the girl was said to have met Dwight Howard on the set of Wildin' Out. right?
I heard that.
Yeah.
So it also, so when you hear things like that as well, it makes you like there's no hiding like with like on a set of Wild 'N Out,
True,
right?
true.
So like it makes me wonder like what role that plays in this entire story.
That's
Does that
true.
mean like interactions like this are much more popular and common amongst people, and like it's just not spoken about? He just happens to be the one that got caught up, or
But
like
see, I heard
Or
he
he just likes
he
doing
hit the
butt.
dude up online, like they made eye contact. He hit the dude up and slid in the DMs and all that. Because that's how people try to do it. They won't press you, you know, out in the open to make the shit hot. They slide in the DMs and say, yo, and then try to make it. And then they had the screenshot of the DMs, but you know
Yeah.
how like computer, you could dock
It was
the shit.
still
and
a
all
bit
that. You could
unclear.
Photoshop, yeah,
I
I
seen
wasn't
that.
believing all that. It's just funny to roast him. I
Story,
don't know if
it's
it's
definitely
true,
funny to roast
but
him.
yeah, it's just funny. Like I'm
He's
not.
probably
I'm
thinking
not,
right now.
what? Yo, and a question I want to know is when did the Wizards find out about it? Cause this shit was blowing up like at last
Yeah.
night. So did they find out before the game? Did they get word during the game? Like, yo, shit is blowing up for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if
when
I
did
would,
they find
I
out?
would be that teammate making fun of you every
Bro,
game.
What?
I'll be playing that song, the what in the butt. I said that one.
I don't think y'all right. Exactly. I agreed. I don't think that's right.
Whatever. Hey, you with me on this one?
This is the
You
same.
can
get it.
That is the
You
ty-
can get it.
that is the behavior that perpetuates of bigoted thinking about differences in sexual preferences and orientation. I'm just saying, like, okay, it's cute to laugh at it, right? But I'm gonna call it out and say what it is.
Right.
Like you
Lord
can
have
laugh,
mercy.
but it is what it is.
Yo, we
See,
gonna.
and then you discredit what I'm saying by playing like a freaking whatever the hell you call that over the shit that I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Like call yourself out. Just
I'm
like
not
reflect,
calling myself
own
out.
it, take ownership.
Ownership on what?
That the shit that you're saying perpetuates bigoted actions and behavior.
No, I don't think it's.
I don't think so.
It promotes that because my whole thing about equality is everybody could get roasted, and if you want to get treated like everybody else, then you
Exactly.
could get
And that's
roasted
fair,
too.
but
That's
I guess
why we
I
have
don't.
comedians.
But what are you roasting? What are you roasting him for? Is it because he's living in hiding? Like, what exactly are you roasting him for?
So here's the thing. There's nothing malicious what we're saying as far as his.
It is.
No,
It could be
let me-
malicious.
Wait. Hear me out though. I'm not saying. Look, you know what? He's whack for liking it in the butt. You can take it in the butt, in the mouth, ears, nose. I don't care. My whole thing is, don't. I just care about what you do on the basketball court, and also the fact that you had a butt injury. I've never heard of an athlete having an injury with the butt. So that's funny. It's comical. I'm gonna laugh.
So
Tomorrow, the day after that, until he makes a fucking free throw.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm sorry. Even if
I'm
it's not
sorry.
true, the allegation.
Even if it's not true, it's still funny.
And she looked like the dude
And
from
she does.
Atlanta. From the Atlanta clip when they was in the where was they at? And he was talking to the dude. They
And
was
she
jail
looked
together.
and she looked like the dude from what's that movie? Damn, I can't.
well, at least
Low
I
down
can.
dirty
Crew.
shame.
I can respect that
That
y'all
too.
calling her she, because that could
Yeah.
be the preferred pronoun. So at the
Oh,
very least,
nah,
like
nah.
shout out to y'all for your
Thank you.
for,
A
like
lot
for
of
your
the guys are
awareness
calling her
there.
she, though.
That-
I
that's
noticed that.
I mean, if you got a
That's-
dick, you a man. But like, if you want to be called she, whatever. I don't give a fuck, bro. I want to be called
Yeah.
Carnegie Kid. So what the fuck? Somebody can say that ain't no. So whatever.
Yeah.
You want to be called she, okay. But to me, if you got a dick, you're a man. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to discriminate against nobody. But like the gender, you can decide. Like no, you can't decide. Maybe the roles of the genders by society have been, skewed to say that men have to do this, women have to do that. I think that's bullshit. But no, you don't get to choose your gender. You have a penis, you're a man. You don't have a penis, you're a woman. Bottom line, you don't get to choose that. Like I think that's bullshit
Oh dear.
to me.
Damn.
I don't know. And hopefully I'm not opening it back. Please, y'all don't come at me. But that's just how I feel. Like the
I'm just gonna
roles
shut
of
up
the
and let you
genders
talk.
in society, I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
When you try to assign, men have to do this, women have to do this, that's bullshit. Like I have so many women, that have been strong in my family that have had to play both roles, that have jobs, that do whatever
Yeah.
you think a man's supposed to do. I have men in my family that do things that you think a woman's supposed to do. Taking care of the kids, cooking, whatever bullshit roles you want to place on the sexes that absolutely don't matter. I don't agree with that. But you have a penis, you're a man. You don't have a penis, you're a woman. I'm
Pretty
sorry.
much.
Like,
And
no,
he.
like, I don't.
How would you get a butt injury?
You could fall really hard, and
No.
the court is really hard.
No.
Nah,
No.
Like,
you
what if
could
you
break your
damage your-
tailbone, bro.
Exactly.
You
see?
could break your tailbone, bro.
So it would say tailbone.
Tailbone. It would, it wouldn't say buttocks.
Not
Yeah,
the
you're
butt.
Right. You're right.
You know how many
I
times
mean-
Shaquille O'Neal fell on his ass in the game?
Okay. So there's
it's muscles there.
There's muscles there. That motherfucker.
I don't know. Let me Google how.
What you gonna Google?
I don't know.
He had a butt injury.
A butt injury.
Yeah.
He was out for a couple
Dwight
weeks.
Dwight Howard out with
Dwight
a
Howard,
buttocks injury
this year.
October 10th.
At the beginning of
The
the
beginning
season,
of the
he was
season.
out because of buttocks.
I swear to God, I went on ESPN
An
and I
injury
checked.
to his buttocks muscle.
You can't. Come on, you can't say that shit with a straight face. You can't.
Initially considered an issue with his back. I mean, like, come on, man.
Really? The what in the butt? I said the what.
And so what? If that's his damn preference,
And it's
let
funny.
that man be.
It's
And
hilarious.
let him be and let him play
I know-
basketball peacefully.
I went to school with people, who are homosexual, and then they.
You
they're
sound like that white
transgender.
person who's
No,
like,
no, no.
I got a
I'm,
black, I
no,
got
no,
a black
no, no. I'm not
friend.
doing that. But what I'm saying is, I have no problem with that community at all. Dwight Howard, the fact that he had a butt injury and missed time.
You have no
that's
problem
crazy.
with that community, but you find it comical to roast him.
Dwight Howard, yes. Not with
Dwight
homegirl.
Howard, why Dwight Howard in particular? Because neither of you have said. You
I
said
said I
okay
don't
because he's
like
7
him.
foot tall.
I said I really don't like him, so any opportunity to roast Dwight Howard, I'm absolutely
Because
taking
the fact
I
that
don't
he's
like
the goofball in the NBA and he
Yeah.
doesn't take the game serious, and the fact that you are out for 3 weeks with a butt injury.
him. But think about it, he got 7 baby moms
Now, y'all
and was
didn't-
living a double
oh.
life.
Yeah.
He got like
Baby
6 or
moms?
7 baby moms. Yeah.
One of them
and
was
living a
on.
double life.
One of them was on
Was on one
Love
of the
and
Basketball
Basketball
Wives.
Wives.
So that was always my defense of him. They like, yo, he don't take ball seriously. I'm like, yo, bro got 7 baby mothers, man. He's not thinking about fucking basketball. Like, he devotes as much time as he needs to, but then he got other life shit. But yo, he's living a double life and got 7 baby moms. He's not thinking about no fucking ball, man. His mind is everywhere else.
His stats.
His
Excuse me?
stats are not bad, which is crazy, but every year teams get rid of him because I guess he's not even worth it.
Or-
Isn't he difficult to
Yeah,
to have as
it's
on
he
a
don't
team or
take
something
it
like
serious.
that?
You the biggest, meanest, like you supposed to be the enforcer. You supposed to be and you're a big fucking goofball. Like, and I hate to discriminate against him to say you can't be big and be a clown, but it's like we're looking for you to be the anchor, to be the enforcer, and you're a fucking like court jester. Like nobody wants that. So he averages 17 and 12, which
He
is
does?
great numbers. I think he averaged 17 and 12 last year, which is great fucking numbers. That's a double. Like that's legit. And then a team don't want him. And then he goes to the next team, he does that for a year, and then that team don't want him. Like, he's not, the problems that he causes in the locker room ain't worth what he does on the court.
That's real.
And now you doing shit like this and bringing super bad press to,
I think it's awesome. I think it's funny.
As
is
usual, you
funny.
guys have no juice. That's why I put the Southern Comfort. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get some sweet in here.
Welcome back,
I
Rain.
know. Cheers.
Welcome back, Rain.
Nobody never thinks about chasing, yo.
Like
Nobody
ginger
never
ale,
thinks
nothing,
about
man.
nobody.
I
We
have-
could go
Y'all
to
gangsters,
the
I only
shade,
got
yo.
coffee.
But
Yeah,
it is
I-
a celebration.
It
because
is a
I
celebration.
just came back. I'll
Welcome
put that,
back.
Well, I don't put that out there, but
Yeah,
I'm,
but-
I'm good.
No,
Oh,
real
yeah.
talk,
Good.
real talk, real talk though.
talk.
Rain,
Real,
well,
real
all of
talk.
you guys have like a little following. Like there's some people like, oh, last show Rain wasn't there. Shout out to
Word.
That's what's
Shakisha.
A lot of
Yeah.
girls
Oh, word?
definitely.
Yeah.
mention
That's
that. Yeah,
Shakisha.
nah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was like, oh man, I'm like, so what? You ain't watch it? You ain't want to
I
listen?
didn't have to though to know she wasn't there. You had to watch it.
Exactly.
Well, but they can stop watching. Like,
Oh yeah, fuck
watch the
this.
next episode.
Nah, that's what's up. That's love.
Press
man.
play.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Press play. Unpopular opinions, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, I'm glad that you're here because I wanted to get into like some battle rap talk a little bit.
Okay.
So, I watched the Arse versus
Let's talk about that battle, man.
that twerk battle. I thought that was a clear 3-0.
It is.
So I'm watching it the whole time. I'm thinking of y'all, and I'm thinking like, yo, if I go in there and say
Kill
it's
shit.
a slight 3-0.
What's wrong with that? Again, I
No,
didn't.
No, I'm just saying like I'm
No,
not.
see,
It
it was the
wasn't a
perfect
slight 3-0. It was the
battle, though.
battle that it was.
that's a body.
It was
I
a.
thought body.
That was a body bag and a body bag and
In
a
the
body
That's
bag.
what I said too. And they not feeling me. Ever since you know what happens is like
Yeah.
now because there's pay-per-views. The pay-per-view is like the closest thing to like being in the building.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when the original, the official, not original, the official presentation drops, everyone never kind of agrees with the live opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't see how anyone can give twerk around, yo.
I
You seen
can't.
it?
Mm-mm.
You gotta watch that one.
You
That's
seen
a
it,
good,
Q?
That's a
No,
good ass
I
battle.
haven't.
It's
Yeah.
a
I thought you
good
seen it.
battle.
I thought you seen it, Q.
That's worth the watch.
Because you mentioned 3-0. In the text.
I was
group
responding
chat.
to your
She
text.
No, she was being. She said
Oh.
body.
She was trolling.
Oh, you was coming
She was
for
trolling
me.
you. Yeah.
I was asking
I
a
got it. I
clarifying
understood
question.
what you
Thank
was
you.
saying. I knew
it
what
was
she was
you.
trying to do. Like,
I mean, you the one who you was, but you were the one who made the argument. I was just trying to clarify.
Oh, we
I didn't say.
we gonna have our time. We gonna
All
have
I
our
was saying
time,
was
girl.
when Rain was saying it could be a 3-0 and not a complete body, and I made the metaphor of you could lose a 5-game series on buzzer beaters at the end of the clock every game, and that's not really getting killed. Yeah, you lost 3-0, but it's like you were winning up until the last second of every game. So like,
Wait, pardon. So I do eat kale chips, right?
But
But these are different. These are like some original. These are like dried kale.
those are from the garden.
actually,
Those are straight from the garden of Antigua.
hey, dude.
Straight from the garden of Antigua. What you said? What you
Yeah,
said, Dave
something like
Chappelle?
that.
Don't you gotta make it like more crispy?
Lord have
I
mercy.
do. I'll give you more
Lord have
context.
mercy.
Okay.
I'll share more context. We'll talk
Not
about
bad. I don't think it
Thanksgiving
goes with,
leftovers.
Thanksgiving leftovers.
Don't share your secrets.
Don't
on
share your
the
secrets
air.
on
People
air.
gonna be stealing shit.
Shout out to Christian brothers.
Bro,
Son.
you. Why?
Upgraded.
We don't have no Christian brothers here. Let this be shown. There's none here right now.
But but yo, back to that battle though, right? Like
This
I
is
ju-
the perfect battle.
I just
though,
love
to talk
Arsenal's
about
energy.
3-0 no body or body.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
people think because Twerk's because he was good every round,
Yeah.
that it's not a body. But to me, as good as he was, it wasn't enough. To me, every round Arsenal leveled him up, and every round it was like a light body to the body bag to another body bag. In the third round, he's like, your body's in a body bag
In a body bag.
Like that was now that like to me is a flawless performance. Like that's flawless compared to Mook. Everyone's saying Mook was flawless, but no, Arsenal. To me, plus he had the glow.
Arsenal's an OG. People forget. Like he's an old OG. I remember him from Grind Time. Like he's an old OG, and I always appreciated the fact that, I mean, for the most part, I know he has his slip ups. Everybody like chokes a bit, but for him, I think for the most part, he's a consistent OG. And here's what Twerk, right? He reminds me of basketball terms, right? He reminds me of a team. They're nice when like during the season, but when it comes playoff time,
You automatically know they lose.
you know they're gonna lose.
like on some Bengals shit.
on some
like,
Toronto Raptors shit
Yeah.
from last couple of years.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
agree with that.
Because Twerk, every time when I feel like with him, he comes up. I feel like it's not fluid. Like, hear me out. So, for example, Arsenal, rappers like him, rappers like I would say Tay-Rock, but he recently choked in Summer Madness 8. Like a Hollow the Don, who's my favorite battle rapper
He's the
right now.
epitome.
He does. It's just fluid. It doesn't come off
Yeah.
like he's stopping or he's choking.
But
It's
Twerk
just fluid.
is still new.
I mean, I gave him a chance. Like I like some of his shit, but it's just like it just comes off like he's not really honing in on his skill.
You know why? Because sometimes, this is my opinion, I'm not saying this is for him, but sometimes when you get fame or popularity like too quick, you start to get kind of like, you
Complacent.
get gassed and
You
you
feeling
get
yourself.
complacent. You feel yourself. That's why he started like dropping the ball so many times, but
Yeah.
he's so popular and he's popular and new enough that the effort that he puts forward is like still enough for people like,
Yeah.
'cause, you know, for people to love him. Even with this battle, people are saying Twerk 2-1, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! How? That was like a clear body, because to me, Arsenal was like he had the glow.
Yeah.
When you see Hollow versus John, like in comparison,
I was disappointed in that battle.
They didn't have the same energy, and Hollow didn't have that glow. Like Arsenal had the glow. Like, yo, I've been around. I've been in UK mad times off of battle rap. Like I am battle rap. You know, I'm out here getting music money. Like he had that whole look. Like this is how you're supposed to give it up at this stage. You know what I'm saying? And I like when vets vet. He vetted and humbled Twerk.
He
yo.
did.
He humbled
And
him.
then he put him in his feelings when he grabbed the hoodie. I loved it. When
Right.
he tried to grab the hoodie.
And let's add that part
Wait,
because I
he
said
grabbed
this enough.
Son's hoodie.
He tried to, but he closed it in that. But he didn't. Of course he didn't. Because Twerk was in his feelings.
That was when you see it's
It was
the
like a
hoodie
pocket
he
check.
had on, like,
Yeah, because you know Twerk is notorious for wearing his
he
hoodie.
hides his head.
He hides his boy head.
oh, so he
Pause.
snatched the
Not really
hood
a pause
off
for you.
and then showed
For
like
you.
exposed the baldy. I don't know, cause that like
It's almost like
come
a
on,
shotgun
son.
shook pocket check.
Well, no, it was more like Big Bro though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like so. In my opinion, it was more
Okay.
like, yo, you repping Jersey, but you repping it all wrong. Like you out here wilding. I'm gonna Big Bro you. So actually, he pocket
Yeah.
checked him like official.
Yeah.
And Twerk didn't. He didn't react to that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
reacted to
see.
the hoodie shit. The hoodie shit got him tight. 'Cause that is disrespectful.
Yeah.
see the bumping into when you getting into your shit. I like all of that.
They both did.
But when you start the touching and get like, come on, man.
He gave him like a
that's
bear
little,
hug.
Like,
on one of the things.
like, come on, man. That.
But it was more like Big
don't-
Bro. It
Yeah.
was more like Big Bro.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
You gotta
to,
see
like,
it.
'cause don't,
I mean,
like, don't,
he
don't-
reacted,
Don't, tap
like,
my
get off
pockets,
me.
bro. Yeah, like, come on, man.
But he didn't react to the pocket tap. He
Yeah.
kind of was like, he let him get he pocket tapped him, yo.
And I think it's corny when battle rappers fight because like you know what you there for. You know to get disrespectful. Like when people snub people, I think that's corny. But don't tap my pockets,
I was about
bro.
to say, I see how the touching part
Like
can
don't
Nah,
like
touching
do
is too much.
even if
Shout out
you
to
getting
Matt.
into me and you bumping into me and you spitting or whatever. I understand that, bro. But
Yeah.
tapping my pockets, bro. Like that's like. Nobody's ever tapped my you know what I'm saying? Like don't do
Not in
that
real
shit
life,
to me,
right.
bro.
Not
Like
in real life.
don't do that to me,
Like
man.
that clip I had posted months ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
Of the guy with the water bottle?
Oh.
You seen that thing?
Yeah.
They battling, and homie got the water bottle, and he knocked the water bottle out his hand.
Like, come
like
on.
that was OD.
Like,
I was
yeah,
looking at him
no,
like,
yeah, you
yo,
violating,
but homie
son.
did not react at all.
Cause
Like-
I think now it's a stigma. Like if you fight, you almost like you
You
put a
and your-
stigma
lost
on you.
control.
Like
You lost.
yeah, you can't battle rap no more.
Nah,
Cause
but
you
that's
fighting
OD.
and you fucking.
You slapped
it is
the
OD.
bottle
I
out
agree.
hand.
You
There's
violating,
certain
bro.
there's
You
certain
violating.
boundaries.
And he pushed him all the way back, and homie was just like, I think that
He probably was winning the battle. The dude that he.
Again, yeah, it's like damn. Do
probably
I
was
slap
winning,
him
man.
and fuck up my win? Like
no,
come
but he
on,
could have
man.
easily put like, get off me, something.
Something.
Come
guess.
on, B. You
I
can't
guess.
knock the bottle out of my hand.
Yo. But
Not while I'm about to take a drink of water. Like,
because they die by that
pissed me
shit.
off more.
Because all these battle rappers, that should be saving them. So the fact that he snapped the wall, like, damn, what I'm gonna drink now? But I mean, back to the twerk thing. I feel like he's a bit overrated. His bars don't really move me or his presence or whatever. I feel like he's decent for the battle rap game. I feel like he's being booked for the mere fact that he's
You know why? Also mainstream
Just
has taken
animated.
to him though.
that's true.
So you got Drake, kind of like co-signing.
But what the fuck, twerk?
I know.
What type of name is that?
Yeah,
Nobody ever asked
see,
him. I think like putting in work.
But yeah, because do you remember like before twerk became like actually shaking ass? Like twerk was like, yo, son, you putting twerk in, bro. Like
Putting
you
twerk
really
in,
like
putting
you really
work in.
working. So if that was his name for maybe like 15 years, like twerking just kind of
because
became
he spells it
specifically
like
for
that,
ass.
W-O.
Yeah, like
he gotta
like,
change that shit.
for ass shaking. That was maybe like for the
Yeah.
last like
No,
5
he-
to 7 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what's up.
At
And
a
I think
point,
he,
like
I think he's about that life.
I think he needs to change that shit. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. But
No,
if
I
that
think
was
it
your
fits.
name for
It fits
20
him.
years, like you don't want to change your shit.
Times
no,
change.
y'all.
So put it like this. So back in the day, right? What if like, yo, your name was pause. Your name was BJ. And BJ Sanam's like, yo, better.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
hear me
know
out.
a time
Hear me
before
out.
BJ
Hear me
was-
out.
When I was a
Hear me
child,
out.
BJ meant BJ. So I don't
Hear
know.
me out, though. I'm just saying, like hypothetically, right? BJ stood for like, yo, you a godfather. But now BJ Sanams was giving blowjobs. You not gonna change your name? I'm changing my.
I mean,
shit.
like Ratchet. Remember, Ratchet didn't mean like
It meant
being a
like
hood chick.
a-
It meant gun,
gun, yeah.
specifically, like not acting wild. And then at a point, it became like, oh, you Ratchet, like you.
Yeah.
And I know people named Ratchet because of that, like you know what I'm saying. Like so now you're gonna change your name because like I understand the back and forth of it.
I mean,
Because
it
words
depends on if
change.
people know you. If people knew you as twerk, and at that time, and twerk, I mean, I'm looking at the Urban Dictionary and all the definitions they got. Is
Thank
about
you.
shaking
That's
your
shit.
hand
But
and-
that's relatively new. That's like 10
Thank you,
years.
doing the due
with,
diligence.
like-
what I'm just saying. However, like if your following
Rap genius.
came with you, like if you're trying to gain new following, that's gonna be hard. But if your following came with you and they know the history behind your name,
Yeah, I just felt like after Arsenal shed light on that, because I think he was the first battle rapper to shed light on his name being Twerk. I just started laughing. I'm like, dude, change your name. But
No, I like
I
it
mean,
works
he's
for
already
him.
out there.
Tweezy.
But it's
twerk.
New Jersey twerk, so it's not just twerk. It's
So
New
when I
Jersey
think
twerk.
of New Jersey twerk, I don't know.
You-
Maybe
I
I'm just in
think
my
of- I
bag
think
of laughing.
that's like I think it's that putting in
Yeah,
work.
like
I
Newark,
feel you. I feel you.
kinda-
I get it, but it's still. I'm not. saying
Depending on
it,
how
man.
old you are, like I can see the younger kids looking at like, yo, your name is shaking ass because it's like within the last 5 or 10 years, that's almost like
Well-
kind of synonymous. But like in the 90s, twerk did not mean shaking ass. Like that's not what it meant. It meant like, yo.
I don't
like, twerk,
remember
like,
hearing
so-
that in the '90s, honestly.
Nah, I definitely do. Like I've definitely used it in raps. Like like twerk, like definitely. Like
Nah,
early 2000s, kind of like that.
I just
Yeah,
feel like
early
his
2000s,
his
I would
battle
say.
rap name
Definitely.
is DJ. I mean DJ. His battle rap name is New Jersey Twerk.
Nah, I feel you, but again,
All right, off his name, man. Forget it.
Pause. Pause.
Pause.
I'm defending you, bro. Don't like I feel you. If that's your name, I don't want to change. Like you feel some kind of connection to your
Well,
name.
he's getting twerked by
Hey.
these battle rappers now. I feel like this is another battle. I think he lost clearly. I think his last battle previous when the last battle that I seen was
Chess.
Shotgun yeah, there we go.
That was a fire battle.
Yeah, I didn't give him that win. Like Chess is if Chess
You
is
gave it to
consistent,
Chess?
yeah. If Chess
Oh,
is
okay.
consistent,
I
man.
thought I was the only one who gave it to Chess.
Oh no. If Chess is consistent, man, like if
But he got the same issue as Twerk.
oh man, but he's better. He's obvious. He's on another.
You think
like,
he's
I-
better than Twerk?
I love his pen. His pen is crazy.
He got a dope pen.
Yo,
What you mean? What do you mean when y'all say pen?
like he can write. He's
Oh,
a dope
his
writer.
pen.
Yeah,
Got it. I thought
Yeah.
it was PIN. Got it. Never
that's
mind.
fine. That's fine. But
I'm trying to learn.
it's all right. No, but he's just. I don't know, but battle rap is just so. But real quick though, with this SM8, I know we talked about it a little bit. I seen, which I'm not gonna shed light on my source. I watched the Hollow the Don versus the John the Don.
You got all the links.
Yo, I
bro.
put the link up. I showed you. I put it in the chat. Yo, it was so disappointing. So disappointing. I
Wow.
feel like John the Don, all this hype up, all this talk, I feel like his material could have been better. I enjoyed Hollow the Don's angle better than John the Don. I
Does
like the
he-
whole stand
Does
angle.
does John even have the, and like no disrespect, but like is he supposed to be battling Hollow? Like I feel like Hollow is.
No.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
he's
Like,
up. No,
He's
John
up there.
think so?
But the
Okay.
thing is, and John, he's nice.
Nah, I've heard him
like
before. But
I was just so disappointed. I was
Okay.
utterly disappointed.
Yeah, when it's Hollow, you know you gotta
Comparison
come,
to
like, you gotta be-
yeah, I was disappointed. To me, it was clear Hollow won that battle.
Okay, I
Clear.
can see that.
Like I love
Oh,
Hollow.
I
is
don't
my-
know. I don't think it was clear. I think it's debatable.
I don't think it's debatable.
That battle was not that entertaining to me.
It wasn't, but it was a clear Hollow win.
So
for
you
me.
think somebody can say John won?
Yeah, a lot. The culture is actually saying that. They saying it's half and half.
I think most people with the polls. I seen the polls. They're saying that it was overwhelmingly going for Hollow that he won.
Really?
Yeah, but
I don't know. I did a blog on it, and
It was
it
boring.
was so I was so not into it that I forgot to say who I gave it to.
yeah.
Wow.
I was like, because they didn't have. I watched that battle last, and all the other battles was like so like high intense.
Yeah.
Like high intensity rather, and that battle it was so dead that it didn't move me.
Most of the stuff that Hollow was saying was fire, but people were just like,
he didn't have the energy though
yeah.
either.
I think the first round he had it. The second round, it was more like his energy was going
He didn't
down.
have that Arsenal energy.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Arsenal came. He came to get Twerk out of there, yo.
He did it.
And he
did it.
did.
Like now, if you think about it, like going back to the other battles there on SM8, the Tay Rock versus the Pat Stay battle, that was a cool battle. That was the first time I've ever seen Tay Rock choke. Never seen him choke before, and it was just surprising.
Definitely.
But I feel like with him, his worst enemy is what gives him is his adrenaline. Like that's something that he thrives off of. And the fact he was just so hyped, and I
He
felt
annoyed
like
me in that battle.
really.
Yeah, because like, dude, simmer down. Like, especially he
Thank you.
already
I think that was the first sneeze ever on this show.
he already like it was poor showmanship on his part, and it annoyed me because what are you so hyped for? Like, why are you so hyped? Like, that's disrespectful. For one, he owed Pat Stay an apology. Pat Stay apologized to him, but because he basically, long story short, when Pat Stay was in the first round, I think Tay Rock said a line about his son.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't about his son. He said, "I'll tell your mama, her son's a bitch." But the way you receive it, even I thought that he was saying that your son's a
His
bitch.
son's a bitch.
So he And Pat Stay is a freestyler and a rebuttaler, so off rip. So you can see his face like, oh, word, my son's a bitch, I got you, like that. And so he rebutted it, like, and then Rock got upset, like, are you talking about my kids? Something, because he said something way more foul, like, I have your daughter.
Your daughter's gonna be sucking my son's dick.
And my son's dick. Like
Shit.
So Rock got hyped, but it wasn't that serious. Like, come on, dude. You kill all these people. You kill whole families.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Your girl can suck on all this other nasty shit, and you feel that upset about it. All right, cool. They're going back and forth, but like, let it go.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fight, and then that's what made it worse because. See, Good started it, right? So when Good's battle Rock, he said that you always almost about to fight. Mm-hmm. So Pat Stay, like I told you, he's a freestyler. He's like, look at him. He's almost about to fight. Like, and it was like it was like perfect timing because he was mad hype. No punches getting thrown. Yeah. Like, dude, shut up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But what made it worse, why he annoyed me, is that he kept going. Yeah. He's like, all right, whatever, like, go ahead, bro. Even saying that, go ahead, bro. Yeah. While I'm rhyming, like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like that,
son.
Trying to upstage the person that's rhyming.
Right, it's like, come on, you know better than that. That's just disrespectful. We know that. We don't talk. You don't talk while your opponent is rapping. You just don't do that. Yeah. So at one point, even Smack was like, yo, you good? He's telling him, you good. I'm like, nah, Smack, he's not good. He's clearly not good because he kept going. And then at some point, it's like, yo, chill out and just say my bad because now you're ODing.
But they both were, the adrenaline was high. Adrenaline was high.
No, I think Pat Stay was trying to keep his composure. Yeah. But Rock he kept going. Yeah. So after a while, Pat Stay's like, yo, what's up with you? Like, do you want to fight? Like, what's up? Like, go ahead. Like, what's up? Yeah. If not, then shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like after a while, this is going on too long. Like, just chill. You're a vet. This is some real rookie shit. And in my opinion, it's also what women do. This is what girl rappers do. Like how he's acting, and it's true. If you fuck up in a round, most girls will be like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, like, you're performing right now.
I don't think I'm allowed to comment on female rappers.
No, you can't. I'm saying it as a woman. I've done it before myself.
Again, you missed the point.
Mm-hmm. Moving forward. Right. I'm gonna get to you later.
But I'm saying it as even me myself. Like if I choke, that's the girly shit. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, it's a whole crowd out there. Like, what are you doing? Like, just get it together. So doing that is it's unprofessional. You know what I'm saying?
Not for you. But it was a dope event.
It was a fire event.
Nobody's
talking about T-Top versus Iron Solomon, though. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that. Shout out to the plug on YouTube putting up those battles. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the bootleggers worldwide.
Worldwide.
Boo! Come on.
Hey, $3.99.
You can't beat that, man. Like that.
A lot of mercy. But
right near the beach.
Oi. Be from Jamaica, man.
Mad ignorant.
Y'all have your own live soundbite.
Yo, but that's the crazy part. But real talk, real talk though. There was a couple albums that I listened to this week, and one of them I was thoroughly surprised in. I know you spoke about it, the DipSET album. I was surprised. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much. And you mentioned it. You said in one of your comments, you mentioned that Jim Jones, everybody's saying like he's the one that people listen.
I talked about that album?
Yeah, you did. You didn't talk about the album, but you mentioned it.
Oh, because everyone was talking
about it. Not in
the
post, but I think in a group chat.
Oh, yeah, because everyone was saying that Jim Jones had the best verse.
Yeah,
verses
I felt like I was more so looking forward to Jim Jones verses than Cam and then Jewel's, but I realized, I'm not a Jewel's is there.
Jewel's, oh man.
Did he fix that problem?
No, man. You can hear on the audio that my son don't got no teeth, man. Like, I can hear on the audio.
But he has teeth, though.
He don't.
He got dentures?
That bullshit picture that he showed, them front five, was like, I don't even know what's the name of that shit, that infomercial that they got where you could order that piece. Like, you could get the shit from CVS, you put it in some hot water and then put the shit so you could take pictures. You know what I'm talking about.
Dentures.
Nah,
Denture, that's what I'm
it's
thinking.
some infomercial
Fix a
for
dent?
like fake teeth. I'll send it to y'all. I'll put it in the
Please.
shit. But like that pic that he tried to put with them front five looking at right, that was bullshit. His teeth are not
You said
on the
CVS?
side, bro. Yo, dead ass. Like you could go into CVS and buy the shit. Like it's almost like a mouthpiece. Like you know how you boil water.
He got
and
the
then
permanent
and then
mouthpiece.
Dead ass. Like his teeth are not on like
Some
on the
songs
side, bro.
I can vouch, like the beginning of the album. Some songs you can tell it was
Bro,
like something. In the
anybody who knows, like, yo, when the shit happened with Jewels at the airport, my mother called me. Like, yo, Santana got locked up. Like, anybody who knows me knows, like, Jewels is my, like, when I dropped the Monday Night Mixtape a couple weeks ago with the bandana to the side, that was for my son. Like, I fuck with Jewels. Like, Jewels is my top 5 favorite rappers of all time. I can hear immediately 5 seconds into the song, he don't have no teeth.
So I don't even want. I don't
Like,
want to talk about
All of them songs, I can hear, like, son don't have no teeth.
So I
Like-
guess so. Was there a story about him like not having no teeth?
I mean, Cam been getting on him for years, saying that he was crazy on the drugs, And I go back and forth with my people. They like, yeah, he crazy on the lean. He crazy on the lean. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know nobody that drinks lean that don't have no teeth. I know a couple people that drink that shit every single day. I don't know anyone who
For how
lost
long?
all of
How
their teeth.
long?
True, he has been on it for a very long time. But to me, not to say nothing, but that screams crack to me. And Els, I love you, bro. Like I love
Yeah.
you, bro. Like that, like he don't have teeth. You can hear on the audio. Like fuck the pics. Like you can see how he's trying to hold his mouth. He
But
don't
I don't
have
know if
teeth,
that's
man.
real though.
Nah, that is. Look at that video. That's from the
Let me see if I can pass
the
him out.
Swag Boys video. He don't
Sauce
have
Boys.
teeth. Sauce Boys. You can see from how he's holding his mouth, from the way he's spitting.
Why would he
from
do the
way
video
he's
without
doing it.
teeth?
This is
Yo, I'm
Well-
telling you, that picture's bullshit. That's the front 5. You don't got teeth over here, bro. Look at the
But he don't have
TRL.
teeth here. He don't have teeth here.
I don't know. When Jewels dropped From Me to You, he had teeth. He had full, an Old Boy video. He had full teeth. When he dropped, what was the album after that? What the Game's Been Missing. He had full teeth.
I like that album.
Like that.
I
Like
mean,
yo, I fucked with
like
him.
those are clearly fake teeth because like this looks like
Clearly.
him with real teeth days,
That's
right?
his, that's Mike Check video.
Yo, but he said
had
he
teeth.
had his teeth done.
Then
Oh,
yeah,
got
but,
it, got it,
but
got
it's
it.
what I'm saying is that pic that he put is bullshit. That's like a mouthpiece. You ain't get actual veneers that are in your mouth. That's like a shit that you put in your mouth and took that little pic just to put on IG. And Els, again, I love you, bro, but I can hear
You
from
know
the
what?
audio you don't have teeth, man.
Let's segue and talk about that though. Let's talk about the engagement.
Oh, him proposing
Oh,
to
to
what's
Kim
her name?
and,
Bella?
and seemingly the like that just being like
Let's talk about how you put on the wrong finger.
a thing. But she gave the wrong hand. I think it's kind of a mutual fuck
Oh.
up.
Nah,
He
but
put it
it's
on
like
the wrong
di-
finger. See, I didn't even see all of that.
But it's
Oh,
like
that just happened. Missed that.
was
But
that
I
shit
wanna-
even
Love and
real,
Hip Hop
or
is
is
coming
that
back,
shit from
that's
Love
why.
and Hip Hop
Apollo.
though? That's
no,
what I'm
it's
saying.
real. I think it's real. No,
it's real.
You think so?
Even though
Okay.
they're on Love and Hip Hop,
But
which is
I
crazy.
want to talk about the issue though, the fact that it's something that because now I saw something today, and actually a dude wrote it, and so he put all these couples right,
Mhm.
Kimbella and Jewels,
Mhm.
Cam and Juju, Yandy and well, he didn't put her, but she's a part of it.
Yeah.
Fab and Emily, you get where I'm going here.
Yes.
Chrissy and Jim, like. At what point, like, why these women are doing whole bids with these dudes?
Why aren't they married yet?
You mean biz like jail time?
No, I mean
Not like being together,
relationship,
relationship
biz.
wise. Yeah.
Children, 10-year joints. Well,
Yeah.
not Juju. She left. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
She was a smart one.
But what's up with that?
But actually, they said that he left. No.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But who
Nah.
knows?
Yeah, she did an interview on Breakfast
Oh,
Club,
yeah,
and
he
she
left.
kind of insinuated that it was his decision.
Because
And they don't
she
have
was
kids,
she
right?
didn't want to
No.
do because she didn't want to do the things that he wanted to do anymore because she was more about like
It seemed like he kind of was hating.
yeah.
You think so?
On her,
I don't think that he was hating per
trying to
se.
get it come up.
But it's sometimes,
get it.
and you guys are men, you know what I mean? Like, you could say yay or nay. But sometimes, as you level up, I think sometimes some men just like you to be more
complacent and
Dependent
dependent
on
on
them.
them.
I think Cam, and this was one of my criticisms of Cam all time, never wants to see nobody get bigger than him. And anytime there was a threat to that, he I don't think he liked when Jewels was bubbling up crazy and was about to fucking take that shit over. I don't think he liked when Ballin was bubbling up crazy and Jim was about to take like real shit. Just me. Like the shit,
A lot
some
of
of the
people
shit
said
that
that.
he was doing, I think he don't want nobody to get bigger than him. And unfortunately, I think most people are like that. They're willing to help somebody, but as soon as you about to get bigger than them, it's like, oh nah, fuck that. And I thought that was always something that Cam
Yeah,
did, and I fuck with you again, but like
people want to see you do good, but not better than what they do.
and I think Cam was always like that.
Not all people.
But don't divert, fellas. Let's get back to the fact that black men, and maybe it's men in general, but I'm focusing on black men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like that black men do that to black women a lot. Like, I want to say, I want
marry him.
Yeah, like even with R.I.P. Kim Porter. Like I remember years ago when that cover, it was Essence or Ebony.
When they did the whole family
disgusted
spread.
just as a young woman. Like, damn, like this is all like you're acting like you're gonna marry her because it was like a family shoot, right? And you see black love, and it looks so dope. But then why you didn't marry her?
Oh, so they did a cover with Diddy and Kim Porter and the
And
whole
all the
family.
kids
and
and
Those
Black
pictures
love.
that you're seeing like going around,
That's from that.
that's from that.
Oh,
They had a shoot.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
It's like she knows all your demons. You know,
Word.
clearly she's rocking with you. I mean, you have your reasons as to not. I'm not saying because you know what? It's a flip side too. My uncle, my uncle is married to my aunt or whatever, but she was with him for 10 years as well.
Yeah.
And he's not even that guy, as far as I'm not trying to pigeonhole them, but he's not that guy. He's totally opposite, he's like a good guy, you know what I mean? But still, his thing was that he wanted to marry her when he was ready.
Yeah.
And she stuck by him, because I guess he wanted to be able to fully provide whatever it was, So I'm not saying that you can't be with your lifelong companion without a ring. But some of these situations, a lot of them, that's all these women want.
But yeah, if that's something that the person wants,
It's like,
then why not?
come on. She's busting. You got kids. She's holding down the household. What the fuck? Because I mean, and I'm not even saying even with the whole idea of cheating. I'm not saying condoning. I'm just saying that. So what?
But I don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying you could, if you're going to cheat anyway, like just get. Especially with Emily and Fab, it's like damn. And then you went to do a sneaky marriage. All Emily ever wanted was a damn marriage.
But we don't know the logistics on that. Maybe it was something that she also wanted because she didn't want the backlash of what the incident that happened prior with her father
Fuck
and
that.
her.
You put her through all that.
I get you, but
got
we
And that's how
don't
she,
know.
Yeah, because actually, I feel
We
like that
don't
was
know.
her storyline on Love and Hip Hop when she was on Love and Hip Hop.
She wanted
That
to be
she wanted to be
married.
married. So like, I feel like in that
And I don't wanna
in
hear
that
the
particular
excuse about-
situation,
Right.
like, that's something that she wanted. With Kim Porter, like something that I think about is whether or not like that's something that she wanted, right? Because she was successful. I feel like independent of
She was.
Diddy and things of that nature, and like knowing him for as long as she did, being exposed to all the things that she probably was exposed to, like one could also make an argument that like maybe that's not something that she wanted.
Maybe.
But that would be like that's a fair assumption.
I don't know. You're right. I don't. I'm just saying, me as a woman looking at that shoot years ago, and I feel like that stigma or that thing is prevalent in the black community. And I'm not trying to place it on black men solely, but I be feeling like a lot of times, like y'all be fucking up. It's like y'all, even some of my homegirls, like the guys that they're with. It's like after a while, it's like the dudes be fucking up the Y'all fuck up the whole cycle.
In most cases, it's the dude.
It's the
I'll say
dude,
that.
and over dumb shit. It's just like, come on, like get it together. No one's saying, especially if you have a good woman who's holding you down. You got past everything. It's not even about the length of time. It's just about the time and effort put in. Period.
Yeah.
And like, come on, just uphold the family structure. Like, why not? Like, come on, like. These women have been around, and they have equal bullshit with them, even with Kimbella and Jewels. I feel like, because it seemed kind of whack. He's about to go to jail. So as a woman looking at that, that's the first thing you think. Damn, after 10 years, 2 kids, you being a drug addict, and throwing in there too, losing your teeth, whatever it is, you about to go to jail.
'Cause she's bad.
And now, she is, and now... And I didn't know. I found this out too. She has an MBA. I'm like, she has.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that. Holy shit.
So
I don't mean to be.
I didn't
loves
know that.
you,
I found
bro.
that out. So I'm saying like, damn. But she has her shit too, because niggas be talking shit in the comments about her too, about saying how she's washed and she done fuck mad niggas, whatever. So they have their equal shit. But my thing is, damn. Before you even went downhill, like why you just couldn't like. Because to me, it's a little embarrassing. He's about to go to jail, and you wife her up right before jail. Same thing with Fab. I think Fab,
To make
excuse
sure
me,
she don't get away. She don't go
that,
away or do
that
something
that's
that
what
she
it
ain't
is
supposed
to
to,
me. I feel like it's that bullshit. And the same thing with Fab. Like we don't know for a fact because it's so like quiet, but the same thing. About to go to jail, and then you wipe
that
her
whole
in
situation
private.
is trash.
That's a
That whole
trash ass
situation is trash.
situation.
Can
She
I ask-
popped out 3 kids. Like
Yeah,
damn.
that whole situation is trash, especially
Especially
thinking
if she's
that she
dealing with
probably
your
wanted
shit,
that
yo.
lifestyle, like that, like.
But she's dealing with
But,
his shit.
yeah.
So let me deal with your shit. And I can speak on both sides. Let me deal with your shit with the fucking ring. That's all she ever wanted. I'm saying some women, that's all they want.
Yeah, I guess like and I guess an argument can be made for like if that's all you want and you're okay with this treatment, like you were looking at the chronology of things and you're like, oh, I'm okay with that. I don't know. Sorry, and I
don't
sit
know
on this
what?
like I don't know what to tell you, right?
No, so
because
give
like
her
I
the
can't sit down,
ring.
and I could say give her the ring, but like there's a part of me that want to tell her like wake the fuck up.
No, we know that. No, but we know
Yeah.
that.
Shouldn't accept it.
We know that. But that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking past that point.
You're like
We're
you're speaking
past
about
the
like just
point
man's
of wake the fuck up.
responsibility. Yeah,
She's dealing with it. And if he allegedly beats your ass as well, allegedly, right? We don't know.
you may as
Who,
well
Fab?
get the ring for
Right.
it. Yeah.
I think that was that one time. Maybe.
Nah,
give-
Hell no.
hell no, not with the way that she was reacting to it. No,
Nah.
How was she reacting?
Like,
to
she-
The
it?
video
just seemed-
that sealed the deal. You seen the video?
Which video?
When they were
when they
arguing
was
at
outside
the house.
arguing.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know. To me, I don't even want to use the term in defense of Fab. When the shit came out, I was like, yo, I've been a crazy Fabulous fan since, I grew up. I was at that age growing up in Brooklyn. Like, Fab was my dude. Like, I've never seen Fabulous get angry and him being out for almost 20 years. Like, Fab came out like 98, 99, 2000.
It's been hushed.
I've never seen him
I'm
even
sure
raise.
of that.
But in any situation, I've never seen him even like, you know what I'm saying? So when they was like, yo, he got crazy and knocked out, I was like, bro, I've never seen Fab go above a 5 ever. Any situation.
but that's
like,
from
so-
the snippets of shit that you see him
No, but,
in,
but,
right?
but being
No,
from
me
Brooklyn, like,
neither.
I remember Fab getting robbed in Brevoy multiple times and still didn't go crazy.
because
So I'm
his
like, yo,
bitch ass
Fab
probably forgive
that's
me,
what I
but
was
that's
gonna
probably
say.
bitch assness, right? And
True,
because
could be.
because his punk ass probably
be.
couldn't handle them.
Could
like
be.
I don't put it.
That's
I
what I
wouldn't
was
put
gonna
it
say.
But
past him to be a person who
but
wants to abuse her because like he's compensating for something else,
But we
for some other
don't-
weakness that he
But
possesses.
It could be one
All we're
mistake.
saying
though.
though
Let's
is
not
that
say,
in
like,
that
he-
video,
yeah.
all we're saying though is in that video, right?
Mhm.
The first time that he jumped at her, first of all, women do not run from men that they're not afraid of. You don't run from anybody that you're not afraid of. If you right now
Yeah.
dart at me, I'm not gonna jump back because I'm not
Yeah.
afraid.
Be
of
ready
you.
to fight back,
I'm
exactly.
gonna be like, what?
But she was
It's almost like
clearly
dogs when a dog
She's
does
used
that
to
you,
it.
they're
she was
used to
clearly
getting
afraid of that circumstance.
Wait,
Like,
y'all talking about the video in
The
front of the
same
house
video.
when they
Yeah.
was yelling?
Now the
I
second
gotta watch
time,
it
the
again.
second part, she provoked it because she had the phone. So it was 2 times. Like so, the second time, I'm just saying, I'm trying to see both sides, right?
Mhm.
Where I could also say, well, it's like, yo, get that fucking phone, out my face. How
Yeah.
you recording me?
Yeah.
So he darts, so that also was like, she kind of was making it more hot. But the first time, it was like he flinched at her, and she was like
she might have
that.
been agitating the situation, but if she thought that was like her only, like
no,
maybe
I'm not
her
just
source of,
I think so too.
But you got it. You're recognizing that in that particular circumstance, like he might have had a reason to,
Right.
even though there's no fucking reason.
not to hit. He didn't try to hit her
But there was a reason that he was provoked.
at that
to
point.
respond.
But this is after he already jumped at her,
Yeah.
and she's like screaming. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just saying, women don't do that from men naturally. You just
Yeah.
don't unless you are afraid from anybody. You don't run from people you're not afraid of.
Pretty much.
Let me ask y'all a question. As a rebuttal to that, do you think that because of like society saying, "Oh, you with a woman X amount of time, you're supposed to marry him," blah, 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 that's supposed to go against like what a man naturally wants? Like if you don't want to do that, hypothetically, if you don't want to be married, are you supposed to sacrifice all of that because that's what society tells you you're supposed to do? Or you've been with a woman X amount of years, you
I
have
think
to
you're
marry
supposed
her?
I
Are you
think if
supposed
you're
to
a
sacrifice
public
your own?
figure, you should state that though. I mean, some people feel like, oh, mind your business. I don't feel like that. I feel like for Fab in particular, because I was a big Fab fan. Like, and it's all these situations. It's like the reason why I'm not fucking with Fab right now is because as an adult, you have to take accountability. You have a big female following. The fact that you went in hiding, you did mad sucker shit. This is why I respect Nas for actually responding at some point. Niggas can say, "Oh, it was emo or whatever," but as a woman who's a fan, no, I want to hear your side. I want to hear something.
Like, tell me that you're not a woman beater.
Right, and he didn't prove her wrong in my opinion, but he spoke his piece, and I was cool with that. Fab was a sucker to me. That shit happened. You went in hiding, and then you came back out on a creep. Like you creep back out, and everyone just started like praising him again. Yeah. That's whack. That's the patriarchal bullshit that I don't like. That's why. That's also the sexist shit. This is why women feel like they can't say shit because he's gonna get praised and I'm just gonna be, I'm gonna look stupid. Everyone is still celebrating him. You know what I'm saying? But so after all that, you got this ride or die chick. You got beautiful children with this woman. What is the big deal at this point?
I just think also we have that advantage or the privilege to just speculate on what we think is the problem. We don't know necessarily what's going on in-house as to why.
That's real.
No. I'm not talking about the incident that we seen on camera. I'm talking about the things that we don't see that the camera doesn't show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating him jumping at a girl. I don't play that shit. Men should not put their hands on a woman.
But then take accountability as an adult.
You are absolutely right on that aspect. But however, with all these, relationships with these rappers, with a common theme happening, we don't necessarily know why they refuse not to jump the broom.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to speculate. I'm just saying then as a public figure, especially as a man who has a predominantly female following,
I can dig it.
You can't do shit like that and not say, like the younger girls, they probably they cool with it. Because I've seen mad girls defending him. Like, oh, she probably deserved it or something. Like saying all types of dumb stupidness. But I'm just saying that you're a public figure. You have to say something. I don't know what I want him to say, but speak your piece.
Or at least at least say I don't know. At least
I don't plan on marrying her because that's not for me. Cool.
Well, so even with that, I think like the responsibility is between the two of them, right?
Yeah,
and I find this to be a very interesting topic personally. Either which way, I think it's the responsibility of the two of them to be on the same page. Like clearly they were not on the same page, and they've made that public, and it's become good entertainment, which is cool.
Yeah.
But as it relates to what the outcry, especially after the incident with the video coming out, I feel as though he did some sucker ass shit by not saying anything, and then he furthermore showed that he don't give a fuck, and that's the type of stuff that perpetuates bigoted sexist culture, rape culture, and I'm just making connections and calling shit out and calling it like it is what it is.
And then he married her in private.
And the fact that everyone is over it, the fact that everyone is over it, all of that stuff perpetuates bullshit, right?
That's exactly what I just said. Everyone's over it. He's being celebrated.
Yep.
I don't think he's being celebrated.
Was so short,
He's being celebrated. Yes, he is.
But here's the thing. Ultimately, what we're not really putting into perspective here. Emily, that's her name, right? She had a choice. She didn't have to marry him.
Oh no, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to marry him. At the same time,
that's what she wanted. Was my point.
But at what cost?
Clearly, at any cost, at the cost of her fucking life.
But here's the thing. You can't. But here's the thing, though. You can't really just defame.
Put it on him.
You put it on him. Homegirl had a choice. If you're visibly, that's humiliation.
In some ways.
In some case, you seen getting jumped, not jumped, but you seen somebody jumping at you, and then you're looking afraid. I mean,
in some ways, it's hard not to. In some ways,
I think it's unfair to label Fabulous as a serial abuser.
Nah.
Even from that one video.
I'm not saying a serial abuser.
I'm saying he looks like he's some type of abuser.
I'm not labeling him anything.
He's some type of abuser.
Maybe emotionally, whatever, I can agree with, but physical, I don't know.
He's some type
I'm
of
not
abuser.
willing to. I don't know. I'm hearing it was a spit.
I don't think there was any doubt that he knocked her teeth out. Her teeth was gone.
Because how are you able to?
How is it he hit her?
But I'm saying a serial physical abuser.
And none of them denied that he knocked her fucking teeth out. No. So I think with that, we can call this motherfucking abuser. And give him his fucking title.
Or
you a rapper, you're an abuser.
If he did it one time, does he get the label though?
Yes.
What? If you knock
Forgive me. If you did it one time and there is no evidence that shit, this was my first time, we all make mistakes, I'd love to throw a hit.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, like
right?
could it
So
have been
everyone
one
makes
time?
mistakes, and that's
You're a
and one
pedophile
isn't
once, you're a
saying
pedophile forever.
That's a different.
Nah,
that
that's
is
not.
That's
different.
real.
That's
so
No, it's not.
I mean, that's
different.
a
That's
real
not.
statement, but
That's
that is
not real.
different.
That's
But that's
different.
Because you
Same
can't.
thing.
That's not the
No, you
same.
can't reaction. It can't be a reaction for you to molest a child. Somebody can hit you and you reaction and hit somebody back. And
But
you're
the
like,
I
"Oh,
difference-
disagree
Yeah.
with
No,
that.
hold up,
I
hold up.
disagree
What
with
do you
that.
mean?
No.
As far as a
no,
woman,
no, wait.
as far as a
Bro,
woman,
a person
No,
is a
the
person.
biggest
Somebody punch
difference
you in your
between
face.
pedophilia and physical abuse is that physical abuse can actually be corrected. We have seen it corrected. That you can actually
And-
fix. You cannot cure pedophilia. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
I think you
You've
can.
never-
You
that-
sick.
that's
You
true.
just
You've never
sick.
seen it.
That's true.
Yeah,
You've
you
never
just
That's
seen
very
it.
true.
You've never heard of it though.
Nah,
I'm just saying we
What?
never
In
heard.
In 2,000 years, you never heard of
Nah,
it.
come on,
It's been
bro.
going on for years.
You're not hearing me. So what I'm saying is,
No, son.
what I'm saying is this: if you saying like you can control that, like if a woman, if a
No,
woman
it
try,
can be corrected.
but hear me out though, like it could and it can't.
No, it can be.
It can't.
No, you
Wait,
can't
wait,
say, yo,
wait, what
no,
are you
you
saying?
can't say.
What I'm saying is this: in the history of what they say now, when
What?
Chris Brown did the whole thing with Rihanna,
Yeah.
once a woman beater, always a woman beater.
I don't think that that's
that's not
necessarily
true.
the
Here's
case.
my,
I don't
my
think that
thing.
that's true.
Here's my thing. The fact that you said
I
it's
was
not,
asking, is that
you
even
feel me?
appropriate? to
Exactly.
say
So my whole point is
for one
like
time?
if you could. We always say we can change something, we can change this, but we don't know for sure. We don't
we
know that.
for sure. I've
We
seen
don't
it.
know.
No,
We
If
I
I
don't.
can-
know. Yes, we do.
We
I-
don't
yes, we
know.
do.
To be honest,
Pedophilia is
in
black
the
and
spirit
white,
of doing
bro.
due diligence,
Very, but still.
in the spirit of doing due diligence, I don't know if we can share that, right?
I'm not
I think
advocating either.
history
I just wanna
has
put that out.
shown that pedophiles have
Yeah.
a history of like
And it's never
certain
been
types
corrected.
of behavior, and those types of things don't change. And like in age and all of those things, like all of those things play a role in like people's in people in their habits and shit like that. With abusers, like at a certain age and time, like I don't think an abuser could be changed, right? If a person is an abuser at 60, like I don't know if
No,
I
at
could
that
change.
time,
That's what I'm saying.
he has to. That's not the same thing. That's a
I'm-
want to change. A pedophile doesn't even know that he needs to change.
Nah.
He cannot control it.
Same
That's
thing
a
with
fact.
same thing with a person
No,
who
it's
abuses
not.
women.
No, it's
Not,
not.
not necessarily.
up,
Bro.
yo.
Not
No, it's
necessarily.
not.
Somebody
I think
can
that's a
hit
blanketed
you.
statement because I think
That's
like
a
Chris
very
Brown,
blanketed statement.
for instance, Chris Brown as a younger guy, one could make an argument that like that boy was subject to different types of trauma with seeing his mother abused. Like that's the way that he found an outlet with the proper therapy and things of that nature. He could grow beyond that. And
Exactly.
there like and it's been proven that
I
like
just don't
with
agree- go
therapy
ahead.
like certain types of abuse could be cured. Like, but to Rain's point, like no one has ever said like, oh, I went to Jesus camp and like I'm not a pedophile no more, right?
Ever.
Like, or I don't have
we don't know that. though.
because the
know that
reality
for a
is
fact.
like
You don't know
an abuser
that.
can
We
still
don't-
have
so I'm
an
not-
abuser
No,
can
you don't know
still
that.
have a
Bro,
desire to hit.
chill.
An abuser can
Nah.
still have a desire to hit. Is like self control becomes the difference, right?
Because
And,
you
like-
have to have therapy. You have to be. It can be corrected.
Yeah.
You cannot correct pedophilia.
And
you
what
cannot correct it.
What I'm saying is it might be a situation where you're not a quote unquote abuser. Like you can't be labeled an abuser. Someone hits you and in that split second, your reaction is to hit back because
That's
you're
how you
human.
were
have reaction.
raised.
But you can't have no reaction. Yo, let me fuck this little kid. Like there's nothing that's gonna put you in a situation to go touch a you know what I'm saying? That's something that you're
And-
thinking and acting on. Like that
and on
there's
top of
two
that,
totally different
With the
things,
Chris
bro.
Brown Rihanna shit, that was bullshit.
That was just one
No, but I'm
example.
just saying that's just bullshit anyway. Because my interpretation of that, I don't feel like that was he was beating her ass situation.
Nah,
I
she-
feel like
she
Rihanna
definitely
is a
knocked the
hot
shit out
is
of
a
him.
hot top, a hot head, and I feel like she
Agreed. She
provoked a lot
definitely
of it.
backhanded the shit out of him
And
in that
she was
car.
they were fighting. They were young and they fought.
I'm
That's
also-
different.
I'm also thinking about in the perspective of
He
there's
probably
different levels of or being a woman beater or even pedophilia or whatever the case is, right? I'm just saying you said you've never seen it because I can honestly I don't know for both cases, but all I'm saying is if you're labeled a woman beater once, that's a stigma that you're never gonna live down.
By
Same thing with
society, but not in
same
real
thing
life.
with pedophilia.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
No,
I don't agree with
yo,
that.
my man, stop comparing it to pedophilia. It's not the same thing.
It's just the same label. Same
No,
label.
it's not.
Okay.
I'm very adamant about that. I'm not
That's
backing
fine.
down from that because
I'm
I
not
can prove
expecting-
it.
I don't
No,
wanna-
but you have to prove it. I can prove it. You
Prove what?
that pedophilia has never been corrected. There has never been a pedophile
that's a
that has
sickness.
not has ever stopped being a pedophile.
It's like
All I'm saying is I'm not. First off-
Abusers,
first
a person
off-
who abuses someone can be corrected. It doesn't. It's something that it's called self-control. You have to be trained. You
That
have to have
behavior
therapy.
can be
it's
changed.
behavior. Pedophilia is
Pedophilia is something that's
sick.
chemically
You can't
sick.
control
wrong.
it.
All I'm saying is
bro.
it's a possibility that it can be changed.
There's men that were probably like out of control when they were younger, used to beat women that no longer do it as an adult. I know that for a fact. But you don't know
cases
one case of pedophilia.
Cases. I don't. Well, I don't know.
No.
My knowledge on cases of people who were once women beaters is scarce as well. All I'm saying is I'm open to the notion that there could be cases out there where people who were like just attracted. There's different levels, of course.
I can
different
see
levels of
it's
just
being
attracted
eyes.
to.
You can't shake the.
You know what I'm saying?
stigma,
You can't.
shake
That's
the label.
what.
Once you're
part of what I'm
accused of
saying.
it, you can't shake it. But they're not the same.
They're not the
thing,
same.
bro.
You know
And I think my
why?
initial
You know
argument
why?
wasn't the fact that it's two different, obviously two different actions, but in far as society eyes, in my eyes, that stigma will always be there.
I can see
essentially.
that. You
But
saying
I'm
like
just
the
saying,
public always feeling like it.
Like
yeah, but
talking
it's
about
like,
a stigma and talking about an ability to change
like
your
that's
behavior
a
are two
bad
different
example,
things.
man.
I don't think it's a
And
bad
just to
example, but I'm open.
clarify-
I do believe it's open to change.
Just
though.
to
Person can
clarify
change.
on CBN News.
Okay.
According to current research, pedophilia is an unchangeable sexual orientation, just like, for example,
It's common.
heterosexuality.
Come on,
like it's
son.
No
like,
one chooses to be a pedophile. No one can seize being one.
Yeah, like.
But
it's
there's a bunch of things like that people say cannot be reversed, but they happen. It happens.
Like
Like
is there
what?
a possibility? But I think what research is saying is that it's
Being a
like it's primarily
homosexual.
going to happen.
Being a homosexual.
Yeah,
You can
and that's not
stop
something that you
acting
can
on
change.
something,
What?
but that doesn't mean that
Homosexuality
the
is a-
urge isn't there.
play the soundbite. What?
I think you just summed that
You
up.
can stop
well.
acting on the
That's
urges, but that
fine.
doesn't mean
But
that the one.
all
is
I'm
still
saying
there,
is
like,
all I'm saying is it can change.
No, it
I'm
cannot.
Open to that.
No, it cannot.
I don't know.
You're speaking from your
CBN.
ass, yo.
You
You're
are
talking out your
speaking
ass.
from-
You are blatantly pulling out shit out
No
your ass.
Dwight Howard here.
No,
You're-
you're straight
I'm
Dwight
just saying-
Howard. You're
No
all Dwight
Dwight
Howard
Howard.
on this
White
topic.
around your
She's
lips.
Not
giving
at
you
all.
pure fact, and you still having. I still believe. What do you believe?
All I'm
First
saying-
of all, do you
to
know that more
change.
recently, TEDx. This is why I was very disappointed by this. But they had a speaker
Yo.
sit there and try to make a case for pedophilia.
They're
That
pumping that
proves right
shit,
there it cannot be
yeah.
changed. They
trying to
want to be
pump that
accepted
shit.
as
This article
a
I'm
refers,
not-
it references the
Right.
TEDx talk that you're
So
talking
I'm
come
not
on, you're
making a-
not knowledgeable, dude. You're not knowledgeable on this topic. It cannot be changed. If you're asking to be accepted into society, you don't want to be changed. You know why? Because it cannot be corrected.
And-
Period. Stop pulling shit out your ass.
I'm not
yo.
pulling shit out
You
my ass.
are.
I
You're
am
pulling
not.
out your ass.
Definitely
That's
not.
a very uneducated opinion on being.
I don't
on
think it's an
pedophilia.
uneducated opinion.
It's extremely uneducated.
I think for the mere fact that if we can just automatically assume that certain things that people do can be changed, I'm all for that. That's
Hell
all
no.
I'm saying. I think that's a
we showed you
Changing
facts.
it as far as not acting on the urges
Not
or
acting
not
on-
having the urge itself, because those
Not
are two different things.
exactly,
You
not
can have
acting on the
to
urge.
kill, but not acting
Yeah.
on it. But
Son,
that's
you all I'm saying.
Are you not a pedophile?
Go educate
Excuse
yourself
me?
on pedophile.
Are
on
you
pedophilia.
if you have the urges but don't act on them, are you still a pedophile in your opinion? Like if someone wants
You're
to do it
an
but doesn't
inactive
do it, yeah,
pedophile.
like,
And
you're still a pedophile to me.
pedophilia-
Like,
you're
Pedophilia is
thinking-
Go
actually,
educate yourself on
It's
You still
actually
look
said
at
to be a
kids.
mental illness, and Dr. Daniel Amen told CBN News that pedophiles have different brains than the rest of the population, and their brain scans indicate mental illness. If we scan their brains,
Clearly.
they look more like people who have OCD and low frontal cortex.
Bro, that's
This means
some
pedophiles
wild
tend to have less
shit.
empty.
Yeah.
So like these people,
You know
they don't,
why?
they
Because
they aren't
they're
able
all-
to see.
because they've been attacked. So most
Yeah.
pedophiles they keep passing it on because you're creating more victims. So every victim you feel away, right? Because now you're a victim. Now it's like fuck the world. I have no empathy. I'm gonna do the same thing that was done to me. Period. If I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to be no kind of way, but you're not educated on this topic. There's no fucking way you can fucking change being a pedophile. You can't change it. You cannot change it, yo.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And in my personal
bro.
opinion, the government co-signs pedophile behavior. The government is low. The laws are so low on pedophiles.
They're trying to make
To,
it.
and to,
Well,
but to
you're a
your
registered
point,
sex offender.
to your point, sorry, in this same
changes.
article,
Ooh, and I'm still attacking kids.
to your point, and something that you said earlier, I'm just continuing to. Dr. Mental believes that church can help pedophiles learn to empathize and change their behavior. They need treatment, understand, but hear this. The church could work on empathy training. It doesn't mean that it cures them, but it helps them to understand like,
not.
what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop the urge. So
All
to your
I'm s-
point,
go ahead. Go ahead.
one can demonstrate a heightened level of like self-control, but that probably requires like a lot of like management.
It requires
right?
a fucking
external
babysitter.
management, exactly, right? To like not act upon your impulses. So, however, like not because you change, like not because you demonstrate self-control means that like you're able to change that mental. Not unless they come up with a pill that like allows a person to be more empathetic.
All I'm saying
in their
is
frontal cortex,
it
whatever
may
the hell
come
they call it,
off
but-
like it may come off whatever, and you're right. Part of it is definitely not me talking out of my Dwight Howard,
You
but
are.
it's more or
You
less
are. You're
it's more or
talking out
less
of your
no,
Dwight.
but it's more or less this though. I can't say I've known cases, but I will say this: I'm open to the fact that people can
And
change
because
the
of people like you
urge,
being
and I
open,
also,
that's why the laws will fucking stay the same.
Man, it's not people like
Yes,
me.
it is.
I'm
Because you
just-
think that they
I'm
can be
open
changed. They
to-
cannot be changed. And I'm waiting for like some government officials to
Mhm.
step up and actually make the laws harder on pedophiles.
But see, but I think by even
I don't know if it's the laws that they
even
need to make harder.
even-
though. I don't,
But
even
Go ahead.
classifying it as a mental disorder
Mhm.
then almost makes it impossible.
That's what I said. The
to-
government
yeah,
co-signs
like
it.
You can't prosecute it because it's almost like, yo, this is beyond me.
That's
So my
why
thing
I'm
is, I don't.
inflicted
Yeah, I
with
don't
this.
know.
Like,
I don't know
can't,
if
like
like
I'm not choosing to do this.
And I just want to give
Like-
a disclaimer really quick. I'm not for pedophilia
Nah, nah,
or
nah. No one
wife
thinks
beating.
that.
No. But I just want to
But
put
you
that out
believe
there.
in the
I-
sunshine over the rainbow.
think
I
like-
do
anyone
believe
here
that
has.
people
No one here
can
has.
change.
No,
I
man.
do believe that
not,
people are.
not on this topic. No, go
I mean-
read on pedophilia. They cannot change.
But
yo.
I feel like just like with this pedophilia and there's other instances where people have these conditions or
What I'm saying is-
temporary insanity.
No. What I'm
You know
saying is, I
Like,
think you
I don't
can
know.
have a case of abuse, an instance of abuse where you may have hit someone and lost your temper or whatever.
Mhm.
You're not quote unquote an abuser. If you had sex or sexually molested any child, you're a pedophile. One time, and all be all no. There's no coming back from that, bro.
Let me ask you guys a
It's
question.
something
I
fucking
agree
wrong with you.
I agree with that.
there a
So, like-
difference?
I agree with that.
Is there a difference if it's like a 16-year-old boy, right? A boy between the ages of 16 and 18 who does that to a younger kid.
Like, see,
Is there a
an
difference?
18-year-old having sex
Like,
with a
can we-
16-year-old, I don't like. That's not.
And the-
That's the slippery. It's a slippery slope. with
Because the
that.
brain is still developing there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like these
And
are.
I'm talking
I
about
can't get
men
that
having
because,
sex
I,
with-
I mean, I said this myself. Like, 'cause this came up about Tekashi with that case. To me, the case was kind of bullshit. Only because at the time he was 17 or 16 and the girl was 13.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's the same as a freshman dating a junior or senior.
Yeah.
I was a freshman, 13 years old, and I dated a junior and a senior.
Uh-huh.
So what is that? That's not pedophilia. 4 years? No, it's not. It's not the same thing.
To me,
It's not
pedophilia
shit.
is grown men.
But the
They-
laws,
Yeah.
But the laws do define
are
it
there-
as such.
Right.
But the thing is, if the laws are not aligned to just like the development of humans, right?
Right.
Like if they're not like, and so to your point about like harsher sentences, because I believe that like the government needs to be harsher and
Mhm.
harsher in addressing, but not necessarily like in punishing, because if it's something that can't be fixed,
No, well,
you know what I mean?
I believe pedophiles need to be killed.
Oh shit.
So
that's
here's
real.
the thing. So here's the
That's
thing.
how I
You
feel.
know
so here's
what?
the thing. Pedophile. We
I feel
As far as the
passionate
community, they are a threat to the neighborhood. They are a threat to the community. And I'm sorry, if you're a rapist or a pedophile, you need to be killed.
I don't think it should be killed.
I
Pedophiles
feel like
need to
I
be
would like to
killed.
give a little bit more time to the give a little bit more time to people, like to the ideas of like developing empathy in people. And the reason why I
Yeah.
say that is because like I feel as though like one could learn to develop empathy, and I feel like one could learn self-control. However, like one would need to see proven cases of that because like
We
if-
haven't seen
and
any.
and I hear that,
But
but
you
another
have
thing is
seen-
like there's still advancements that are happening in the world and in society. There's still things that people haven't tapped into, so
Maybe-
it doesn't particularly mean that it cannot happen.
Yeah.
However, I lean more to this idea of them.
There
I
needs-
hate saying that anybody should be killed because that's God's
I know.
job.
I mean,
but I get it.
I feel no, but I'm saying that because there have been cases. Now I can show you about cases about that. I know there are many cases where parents have caught, even kids.
Mhm.
Now, see, now that a 15-year-old boy, being touching a 4-year-old, yeah, that's pedophilia. And guess what? The parent killed him. And there's a lot of cases like that. Pedophilia
Real.
cannot be corrected.
I feel you, but I feel like with you and your argument towards my standpoint as if I'm like completely like against pedophilia. All I'm saying is I just think with certain instances,
Wait,
every
correct
sit-
that.
Wait, say
Well,
that again.
well, let me say
yeah,
this again.
you are completely against pedophilia.
No,
aren't you?
yeah, I am. So I meant like your argument towards me as if I'm like for it, but I'm not.
That's not my argument.
No, but
towards you.
I'm just saying. So all I'm saying is the fact that there's so many different when we label people for things that they've done, like they can't get rid of that stigma. And I feel like,
This
hear
is
me
a
out,
different
hear me
thing,
out,
man.
hear me out. It's just a matter of there's different, I guess, situations where things happen and they're labeled as such, but we don't know as far as the situation. Like you said, 18, 16-year-olds. Then you may have like another situation where it's kind of like, oh, snap. But that's all I'm saying. Like things happen. And I'm just saying
this is also me just having, some of it is innate knowledge. This is how I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen cases that prove what I think. I'm saying that I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just saying that on this particular topic, you're not educated enough to even sit there and say that it can be corrected. That's like to me, it's somewhat foolish to say that a pedophile, I still believe that pedophiles can be changed. That's fucking bullshit.
I'm not saying all. I feel like I'm not saying all.
None.
I'm not saying all. And I feel like that's a bit much to say.
Son, if in 100, pedophilia has been going on since the beginning of time.
I feel you.
Okay.
Now, I think your original statement was once you're an abuser, you're always an abuser.
Yeah.
Just like once you're a pedophile, you're always a
And
pedophile.
that's a poor analogy.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I used the example of you could be, in a verbal dispute with your significant other. They hit you. It might be your reaction just to hit back. And then you're like, oh, my God. You might knock somebody's teeth out with that one hit. And it's like, yo, fuck. This is one time I've ever done this in my life. If you carry out a sexual urge with a child, that is completely different.
I think
There's no reactionary situation.
And I feel
where you
I
can
think
do
it
that.
just went way to the next level on it.
We're not
because
trying to
my
say
whole
you
thing is
condone
all I'm saying is once you are labeled such a thing, that is it.
And I kind of agree
and
with
I
you
think
that
what
society may always
and
look
that's
at
what
that
you should
light.
be.
And no,
Yeah,
Fuck
that is
that.
what it
No,
is.
no, no.
Your life
You guys
should be over. Your life should be over.
No.
If you're taking the innocence of little children, your life should be over.
I'm talking about hitting.
No,
That's
but
what I'm talking
pedophilia, you compared it to pedophilia.
Yeah, and what I'm
so
saying-
that's why it's a poor analogy. Concede to that. That's a very poor analogy. Once you
I'm not
take the
saying that. I'm
innocence
not
of a
conceding.
child, it's not the same thing as punching somebody. It's not the same thing.
I'm not conceding to that. You know why? Because here's the thing. That's why I brought up the Chris Brown analogy. I
Poor
turn
analogy.
up.
Cray, I think
all the
it
people
is
who's
fair for you
ever
to
Chris
concede
Brown
to the
analogy.
idea.
Poor analogy.
I think it's fair for you to concede to the idea that you can't compare like a pedophile.
You need to concede to that because you're
Who
wrong.
is deemed
don't.
who's acknowledged to be a pedophile to a person who is being acknowledged for an issue of abuse. And the reason why I say that is because with an issue of abuse, to everyone's argument, one could learn to contain that and can develop from that. And it is more likely, it is not a mental health illness that is causing you to lash out on a person. It's a matter of exercising self-control and working that muscle.
So go ahead.
Versus
retrain.
versus pedophilia, which is a mental, which we just read was a mental. I just read it was a mental health. It's a problem. So I think it's fair for you to concede to the fact that it was a bad analogy. I don't know why.
At least
I
that.
can see
I
what he
don't
means when he
think it's a
says
bad analogy.
society will always see you as
And-
once
and
you
I'm
have
saying
the
this is
accusation, you'll
but
never be
as
able to
you
overcome
should.
that.
But
As
I think
you
No,
should.
y'all didn't do.
You
Y'all
mean
didn't do that.
But you mean
'Cause
the
when I brought
accusation,
up-
the accusation of an abuser?
Yeah, like it's the same
and
thing
so
as
but those
pedophilia.
are
where
two
once you
different
get that
arguments.
accusation,
Those
you
are two
automatically
different
got it.
arguments.
Comparable. It's
No.
a poor analogy because this is how I'm refuting that statement. So this is a poor analogy. Yeah, once you're deemed a pedophile, in my opinion, it should be for life because you have a fucking problem. You cannot correct it. It's
Should
not the
abuse
same
be
thing.
the same,
No,
though?
it's not the same. It's not the same.
I don't agree with
a
that.
pedophile is a pedophile for life. That's why you're uneducated on the topic.
No.
But-
I agree with her in saying
I think
that
you were making two
realistically you
arguments,
are,
though.
but in society's eyes, I think he's saying it doesn't matter
But
what.
I
even
think
if
those
it's
are
a
two
one
different
instance,
arguments. That's a different
There is
argument.
no
I don't
one
think.
I think that's
instance.
what he was saying.
That's exactly
and
what
to
I
that point, that's a different argument because what you're arguing is
I'm
societal's
refuting it, though.
perspective.
Yeah.
What you're arguing is societal's perspective on whether or not a person is an abuser. But by definition, it's not necessarily the case, right? The argument is whether or not one can develop from it or not whether or not society's mind can change from that or not, right? Because if society is addressed with the facts, then their minds can be changed from it. So I think you need to clarify what your argument is because you
My initial argument was it was just talking about the labeling reflecting upon society. And once I said that, I stated, it's similar to being a pedophile, whatever the case. Once you're labeled
a pedophile that is
yeah.
however, so one can prove that is
And
not
then
true.
also-
Give me a moment because Michael Jackson, for instance, was accused of assaulting boys, right? And that was refuted.
But
And he
look how
wasn't-
long that followed
Give me a
him,
moment.
though.
Give me a moment. But no one
Go ahead.
So yes, it's a story that's going to follow. That's going to
But it
follow him.
wasn't true.
But when he died, people did not revere him. People didn't look at him as a pedophile.
No,
so to refute that argument, and I'm just this is just me your argument is, right? And all I'm
The
doing
argument.
is
Ma-
your argument
Go ahead.
is that if you are labeled as a pedophile, it is hard to remove from that. And I'm telling you that one of the biggest artists in the world was labeled as a pedophile, whether or not it was true or not, and it was discredited, and society moved
Here's the
on from
thing.
it.
But
So
No,
that is not
society
true.
did not. Society did not.
There are
they
some
still
people.
roast
There
Michael
are
Jackson.
some people who have
The
not moved
boys
on
will
for it,
always
but
be a stigma there.
the overwhelming majority of people, Michael Jackson
I
will
love
not
Michael
go
Jackson.
down in the books as a pedophile.
He did not.
Michael Jackson has gone down in the books as one of the greatest entertainers. If Michael Jackson was proven guilty, he would have gone down as a pedophile. Like, so again, bad argument.
I don't, and I'm
Bad
gonna
argument.
and I'm gonna fight back with it. The whole thing is this.
Just
No,
say it wrong, man.
because every time I get into something, I get cut off.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is, with the whole thing, as far as being labeled a stigma, right? I love Michael Jackson. Just to go back to what you were saying as far as MJ, it's not the fact that even though it was refuted, but that stigma followed him to the day he died.
The
Like,
story
it was
certainly did.
But the story, that's all I'm saying. And I think initially, it wasn't the fact that I was saying that people who were pedophiles were like they were misunderstood. All I'm saying was I'm open to the fact that even though they are labeled a pedophile, people are susceptible to change. That's all I was saying.
And so
You're
this
wrong.
is assuming,
And that's just
but
my
I still
opinion.
feel like that's not a. But and I hear
an
your
uneducated
opinion.
opinion.
I
Aside-
acknowledge your
aside from
opinion.
that.
I acknowledge your
an
opinion. I feel like
uneducated
there's
opinion.
there's
I'm
some
not
things that you need to
refuting
plow
what you got.
through with that opinion.
I never.
And the
once-
reason
Go
why I
ahead.
say that again is because like your thing is like what you're doing now is making an argument about how society like handles people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like yes, the story of like those boys will always follow his legacy. It will always be a part of his legacy, but it's not going to define his legacy.
I'm not talking about definition. I'm getting clouding it.
But
like
but
I've never.
a
It's irrelevant,
stigma,
man.
a stigma to operationalize the term is a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. Do you think that like there's a mark of disgrace on Michael Jackson's legacy?
People still try to come at me because I love Michael so much. Like, oh, you touch kids and shit.
There
Like,
is,
of course, he's
but,
been like.
You
there
cannot
was
have a
not
conversation
knowing
about Michael Jackson's legacy without bringing up that. So given
Naturally,
that,
because
that's the stigma.
he
That's
put
the
himself in a
label.
circumstance where he was laying in a bed with the boys. However,
So
like let's not refute the fact that like that there was something that was questionable about that.
I love Michael
So
Jackson.
of course it's going to follow him.
That's what I'm
It was
saying.
a part of his story.
Q, that's all
it
I'm
does
saying.
not define him.
I'm not saying
But
it does.
what
That's
you
all
keep
I'm
doing,
saying.
you're softening your. I'm just, you know what? You can't
I
hang.
think you.
Mama, hush. Because every minute you change your story, you
I'm
change
not
the,
changing
the
my
friggin-
story.
Now, I think your original statement was not that people can change from being a pedophile, being changed from an abuser. I think your original statement was once you're labeled in society as an abuser, regardless of even if it was one time, you're an abuser moving forward, and society doesn't care. That's what I thought that your original
That's
statement
what I.
was. if
That's
I'm-
that's what I
okay,
said.
that-
Yeah, that's
that-
what I.
thought
That's what
you
I
were
meant.
saying.
And then after
Right.
that, then once you guys started
But I
saying,
refuted that as well.
and that's what I'm
Because
saying.
I
definitely not true
said
about
that
society
once
still.
you are labeled a pedophile, you deserve to keep that stigma for life because you have a fucking problem.
I never
But
refuted.
deserving
I
and
never.
it being
I
That's
never.
my
it's two
response to
different
that. So it's
things.
not. I'm proving why it's not. Why you cannot compare it to an abuser.
Oh shit.
That's me proving why you can't. You cannot. It's
I
different.
never said that you can remove the label. All I was saying, people can change, control the urge.
You
That's the
cannot
point I was
control
making.
the urge if you're a pedophile.
Yeah, nah, I can't.
This
I'm
is
not
all I
agreeing
keep
with
trying
you
to.
with
This
That's
is why
fine.
I'm
not
saying
saying
you have
that
to
they can remove the
concede,
label.
Yo,
I'm not saying that.
concede.
The only reason why we're still on this argument is because you
won't
just
concede.
say like,
But you're
oh,
trying to
that- no,
change. I
changing,
get what
no.
you're saying. I respect the facts, but I'm just saying like.
But hold on. Let's speak to that. Because that's the definition that they give. Do y'all agree to that? Do you think that this is something that is uncontrollable?
That's
That
what I said
pedophiles
before
you
cannot
said it.
control it? Yeah, that's what y'all believe? Or do y'all
Yes.
think that they're choosing to go out there and want to do this? You think it's beyond them? Like it's something
I think
that their
it's a
mental
sickness.
is okay.
I do think it's
I
a sickness.
don't-
I think it's a sickness. I think it could be controlled. I think it could be
Yeah,
controlled. Whether or not they
anything
can do it
be controlled.
independently.
Any urge can be
I
controlled.
think essentially
Yeah.
that's what I was going.
That's what he's saying, though. So
Yeah,
then,
it
I
can
don't-
be
so then I
controlled.
don't-
So you
that.
don't think that this is a mental? You think this is a choice that they're making to say, "Yo, this is what I want
gonna
to do"?
touch this
Or
kid.
you think it's
I
bigger
think
than?
it can be
Nah, because
controlled.
I'm interested in shit like that. Like,
I think it can be controlled.
okay,
I think so.
So you don't think this is a sickness? You think this is something?
I don't think
you
this
think
is a
sexual
sickness.
orientation is chosen?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
I think so.
Man, move on to the next
Oh.
topic,
Nah,
yo.
I agree. Nah.
Oh, this is something. This is
That's why I
another
said, but you're
conversation.
speaking from out your
Ah.
ass.
So no. So what you're
I
saying
can't
is
support
so
that.
So hypothetically, when a child is born, they're a pedophile.
No.
I
They're
think.
not.
I do,
So this is
no,
something
no,
that's
no, no, no,
developed-
no. I think it's because I think
Okay.
I think it is possible for a child to be born with a brain that's supposed to develop healthily.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think there are different traumas that like can impact like the development of a brain during
agree.
like a child's formative years. So even though a child could be born
But-
healthy, there are things that could change.
But the
I
big
agree,
but,
'cause I
the
don't think
big but,
anyone's
that's what I
born
was
with
going to
sexual
say.
orientation.
You need
Yeah,
more
I don't-
education on the topic, and I'm just saying the big but in that is that I doubt, and this is me making up stats. I doubt that percentage of children that experience traumas is probably so low because I feel like the majority of pedophiles are people that were
Abuse.
abused.
Yep. I agree.
This is why you see what I'm saying. So it's not maybe 10% of people actually go through something where they start just wild because
No, but that's the thing that I'm speaking about
though.
because that abuse is like even during
But you
like
know
even
what?
as your brain is
Sometimes-
developing, that abuse like has an
But you know
impact on
what?
how it
But you
continues
know
to
what?
grow.
Sometimes, and we've seen these cases where the kids are getting it from the parent.
Mhm.
The parent is the
Who was
parent-
abused themselves
right
by
True.
somebody
and
else.
the parent is abusing their children.
And
And
if
so
you're
now-
genetically inclined, or if your body is like genetically exposed to, like predisposed to like being undeveloped in some form, or not
I
undeveloped,
just think
but
it's
being
hard
developed.
to get over, and that's why what you read it gets proved. What I'm saying that part I didn't know, the lack of empathy. That makes a lot of sense because you start. I'm stepping into their shoes. You wouldn't have empathy for someone, after someone takes your innocence. You don't
Yeah.
have. It's hard to like.
You can
gain.
also argue that too for
is that
people
definition-
physically abusing as well. They lack empathy as well.
Is that definition necessarily the end all be all? Like, I
They
think
don't
we can
lack
definitely
empathy.
use it, but like, I try to
They don't?
shy away
No.
from using things like it's
The
the
case-
Bible, like this is low. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
at the
know
end of the day,
people
that's
that
a
are like
person coming up with that. Just like we're people, right? And the same way we don't agree with him, he could have been the person that wrote that. So let's not take that like it's the end all be all, the law. Like
I
this
mean,
is exactly
it's
what
not, but
it
it's,
is. 'Cause
it's how I
don't
think
know whether-
anyway.
No, I agree.
Even
yeah,
to what
yeah,
he
yeah.
just said now about abuse, like they lack empathy. I don't think that physical abusers necessarily lack empathy.
Continue
I think,
if it's continuous, even if it's
no, it
continuous.
has little to do with empathy. It has more to do with how they were raised, how they were taught. I feel like most men who beat women, they were their mothers were beat. They were beat as kids. It comes from somewhere.
Yeah, there's a degree to which
But
like
that
people were
also-
exposed to certain things, and when I say exposed to certain things, like people
That's
came
the
up
trauma.
people came up in a household where
Trauma's
like
trauma.
to deal with, if you want X, then you must do Y, or to deal with X, like you must have Y, and like if you're not exposed to other things, then that's the way that you learn how to do things. It doesn't necessarily mean that something fundamentally is like that your brain is undeveloped. Like maybe you don't have exposure to other ways of handling shit. But like I feel like there's a lot of different things that could happen that leads to that. I don't think it's it has something to do with just empathy. I don't understand the frontal cortex to be, or the brain for that matter, to be understanding like all the things that could contribute to it.
nobody
I don't think
does.
it's
Yeah.
like just black and white. You know what I mean? I think there's multiple things. I think trauma has a lot to do with it. Like diet as you're coming up as a child,
Yeah.
the shit that you're like the shit that you are exposed to. What the fuck is in the water?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
i.e. Flint. Like who the fuck?
I-
like who knows,
I
right?
think
I
all
think
sexual
yeah.
orientation
Oh
is
shit! I didn't
learned.
watch. I missed Black Lightning last week. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think
Black
all
Lightning?
sexual orientation
know
is
about Black
something
Lightning?
that I hate to use the term learned, but it's something that's developed over time. I've gotten into this back and forth with a lot of people,
Yeah.
and I'm totally.
You said
for-
sexual orientation?
It's something that is learned, and because I mean, but
no.
but we're talking about pedophiles, which is a sexual orientation. And I asked Joe, do you think someone is born?
Pedophiles is not a sexual orientation.
No,
That's
well,
what
that's
she
what
said.
that's
Yeah, you
what
are
that's what the
attracted
article
to
says.
children.
That
Article
it
said.
is
Well, then
a,
that's co-signing the whole TEDx thing.
But-
They're trying to be accepted as an orientation. And that's fucking
That's
bullshit.
what my whole thing was.
I don't
also
agree with that.
being
Wait, say
gay.
that
But
again?
by
Say that
saying
again?
that it's a sickness is agreeing with them by saying it's beyond me. It's bigger than me. I am afflicted with this sickness and I cannot control it.
Because
My
the reality
brain
is,
tells
like,
me to like kids, and I
with the
don't
way
agree
that
with that.
with the way society. But I don't know, because with
I
the way
don't agree with that,
society
though.
is, with how society is fucked up, like would I choose?
Can I get those
I had a
chips?
person ask a question before, like, do you think that?
Not
Wait,
those.
I had a person ask a question before where they said, like, do you think I would choose this lifestyle? Like, if I'm going to be exposed to this type of fuckery?
Yeah, and
Like,
I have
that's a real question,
yeah,
right?
I have homosexual friends and family that have come with that too, and I think choose is a bad term because it's like almost like, do you want this or that? No one's choosing that. But I feel like sexual orientation is an accumulation of your experiences. Like you said, things that you've been through, whether it was abuse, things that you've eaten, the water you drinking, and then your sexual orientation is a combination of all of those things. And I hate to use the term healthy.
That's a good
because
topic
that's
for next
bullshit.
Yeah, like I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
And I wrestle with that because I don't want anyone to tell me my infant is gay or straight. Like, so they asked, so you weren't straight when you were an infant? No, I was an infant. I didn't have sexual orientation. I didn't want to have sex with women as an infant.
Because an infant, but an infant, like a child can come out and say like, hey, like I think I'm attracted to like someone of the same sex. It doesn't mean that
you've had life experiences. When I say infant, I mean you come out of the womb. Boom, I'm gay. No. Boom, I'm straight. No, this isn't infant.
You know, I don't think I know enough on the topic to say whether like it's one or the other. I feel like I need to speak to
your opinions. And my opinion is that I think your sexual orientation is an accumulation of your life experiences. And I hate to use the term healthy or unhealthy, right or wrong, but you come to the point where, you know, your life has been X and it's, you know, that equation has given you this. You now feel sexually attracted to this, you know, man, woman, old man or whatever, but I hate you telling me that my infant has sexual orientation.
So here's the real deal, right?
Straight.
Here's the real deal, right? Like according to Sigmund Freud, and people contest this, blah 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 blah. Like everyone is on the spectrum of liking like one or the other, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a fuck?
You could like a dude happily. Yeah. You can find like you could be attracted to them. I feel as though like society has like normalized naturally, like that's what the fuck like socialization is, right? But has socialized us to believe one thing over the other, and I feel like there's more people who are to some degree attracted to other people, like people of the same sex, that speak about it, but because of the taboo that has come with socialization and like this idea of like normalizing shit, like look at how we all just responded to Dwight Howard, right? People won't come out and share like their preferences. So I feel like we perpetuate. Yep, I'm just saying
again,
it.
That is weird to me.
I'm just saying no.
I don't care if you like dudes. Yeah. If you like women, if you like someone that's dressed as a woman that also has a penis, then that's super weird to me. And maybe I'm a bigot for laughing at you because of that, but that's kind of funny to me. Like you like men, whatever, bro. You like women, whatever. But when you like a woman, when you like a man that's dressed as a woman, that kind of like weirds me out.
But in 25 years, when that becomes a part of the norm, then like people won't feel the same way.
I agree with you.
You know,
I absolutely
so
agree
like
with you,
it just is what it is.
I just laugh that you get a butt injury.
Yup, buttocks, and then
that man probably fell on his buttocks bone.
That shit is funny.
Leave that man. Let that man live.
In my 30 years of watching sports, I don't know of anyone else being out with the buttocks.
The fact that I'm on ESPN.com and they say
out buttocks,
out butt, and that's it. Yeah.
And then this comes out. It's just
and this comes out.
And again,
funny.
I'm just trolling you. But again,
coincidentally,
and I'm more trolling you because you try to hide it. If in the beginning you would have came out and said, "Yo, bro, I like." Men that dress like women. Then
now, if I can say something,
like, yeah,
not because, so even if he's attracted to a transgender, it doesn't mean that he was getting like handling business up the behind, because like they oftentimes say that like he could still
he's the giver, not the taker.
Want to be the dominant person.
Yeah.
So
like
it's
just funny to think
might
because
not be
he's 6'11".
Well,
oh shit.
She said that he was a 6'11" bottom.
Oh man.
What?
Well, all right.
The white around your lips.
I mean, and you know, with seven baby mothers, he probably has gotten over like sex with women. Who knows?
Yeah.
Same thing.
And now he's like, and he's pursuing more things.
A lot of freaky deaky guys in the industry.
And if I can share, I feel like the reality is, I feel like the more people that, the more you'll find more like celebrities and people who are, I don't know, more out there, but have more opportunities in circumstances where like they're trying new shit, but because so much is available to them, like sex was probably like available to him like nobody's
Eddie
business.
Murphy.
He probably was over that shit after a while, so he probably like, let me go try some other
Eddie
shit.
Murphy. Remember Eddie Murphy? Eddie Murphy had every chick you could possibly name in the whole entire world. Every flavor, every size, every. At some point, he started being seen with transgender.
Again.
Yep.
There's no amount of bodies I think I could go through that would ever make chicks with dicks be desirable to me.
That's true too.
Whatever. Again,
Let
like
them men live.
heterosexuality, quote unquote, is to ensure the survival of the species. We're not at that point in 2000.
But the thing is,
we're not.
But the
in danger of going
fuckery is that
like,
people don't need to be in heterosexual relationships so that the species can perpetuate.
It's
because
what I'm
like
saying.
people
Yeah,
are still
2018.
having,
That's bullshit. Yeah, we don't need that
so,
anymore.
Like,
So that's
all
why
of that shit from me. Like, this is why like I want to name that I believe in God. I am a believer. I am a God-fearing person. But the Bible, it'd be iffy. I'm just saying.
that is a book written by a man.
My point
That's
exactly.
a book written by a man. And my example
point
to that
exactly.
is always to say, let's say I wrote a book right now about creation and all that. And
Yep.
somebody found a shit 5,000 years from now. You would think Kobe Bryant was was Jesus. You would read my book and be like, this fucking Kobe Bryant guy was fucking crazy. If you were to read Omar's
Very
book,
true.
who is someone very close to me, in my proximity, there might not be a mention of Kobe Bryant at all. So that is what I always say when people try to throw Bible at me. This is a book from one person's point of view. If you read my book
not
3,000 years from
necessarily,
now,
because the
shit would
Bible-
be crazy.
Like, because different books in the Bible make up different representations of like people who were living during that time. So I believe that I believe that those people are speaking to a higher power.
Absolutely.
It's just too much, though.
Yeah.
I think
It's
they're
just too-
parables. You're not supposed to take that literally. Bible people don't
Agreed,
go crazy.
agreed.
But some of y'all go
But
too
when
crazy,
sex
but it's a
is
book
attached
written
to
by a
it,
man.
it makes it even more difficult.
just
Because
amazing
like you would
how
sit
we-
down there and think that women ain't shit. Like if
Well-
it came to the Bible, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
Women-
bullshit. The Bible
women,
definitely.
women are beautiful. So speaking of
But
So
a
sex,
man,
thanks for letting us know that women are beautiful,
A
Cray.
man wrote
Wait,
that.
wait,
though.
wait, one
A
second.
man wrote that.
Like I aspire to be beautiful.
No.
Thank you.
A man
do
wrote
you aspire
that,
to be
though.
beautiful,
one
Rain?
second.
Rain, do you
So-
aspire to be beautiful?
I don't think he means physically beautiful.
you.
No, I'm
when he
just
says
saying-
beautiful, like
No,
as
no.
far as like
I'm
face,
just
but I
saying
think
he could
means
give a-
like
Thank you.
beautiful. He's
There's
gonna elaborate.
significance.
essence.
Yeah, I don't think he-
Significance is the thing that I think that
No.
I'm looking for.
No, so here's
Significance.
I think beautiful can speak to significance. I don't think he
Definitely.
meant physically
Thankfully,
beautiful.
It
Like,
wasn't just specifying just
Yeah.
your exterior. So
Let's
here's the
operationalize
thing.
the term
so
beauty.
No. So
Oh, man.
sexism, right? So when because you've been using this word a lot the past couple episodes, Q, and I gotten a lot of flack because people think that I'm a sexist.
I didn't mean to.
No.
She
Because
get
You say
last
shit
episode,
that perpetuates
last ep-
sexist ideals. My
Okay.
apologies.
Shout out to Southern Comfort. So last episode we discussed the Nicki Minaj album. We discussed albums of the year.
I'm
And
mad I wasn't here for that because I wrote an article on Nicki Minaj.
I know you did, and I was, and and I stated that I wasn't a fan of the Nicki Minaj album.
That is not what he said. But
I
go
did
ahead.
say that.
I mean, you did say that after
Thank
the
you,
fact.
thank
if you're
you.
like,
What did
if
you
you're
say initially though?
that's not
I
what
said
he
initially, I said,
initially amidst like the listing
I
of
just made a
other
face.
men rappers, he said after I said Nicki Minaj.
so here's the thing.
Fuck
Here's the
happened.
thing. Just to rehash, right? So which it wasn't really at my defense because I kind of proved her point, but I started to list other female rappers who had really great albums, right? So here's the thing.
Rhapsody. That's all he said.
I actually said LMA. I actually said Cardi B.
She's not a. LMA's not a rapper.
Well, album. I didn't say rap album. The
Okay,
argument was
sorry.
top 5 albums.
But
of
we
the
were
year.
talking about rappers when you responded that way with Nicki Minaj.
No, we
Let me
just
be-
we just happened to name
Hey,
rappers.
I'm just.
So no. Here's the thing. We just happened to name rappers, but they were it was open to any genre. Thank you. So I will say this: like if you were to name like 5, white artists or whatever the case is, or I would have named like 2 white artists or whatever. Like that wouldn't label, or a white person was to name like 2 white artists. Would you label them like a racist, not liking black music? So it was just that.
Wait, say that again.
So if I were white,
Mm-hmm.
right, and we would have talked about albums of the year, and I said, and you would have said like a whole bunch of whatever names, black, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, you know what, that fucking Kelly Clarkson, awesome album.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking Jamie Presley, is he a country singer? Whoever his name is, Presley. He's a Brad Presley, whatever the hell. He's a great country singer. You know what I'm saying? And you would probably, you don't listen to black music. So
Yeah, I might say that.
How people listen.
I might say that your perspective is very limited because
here's
the
the
albums
thing.
that you listen to do not
Exactly.
include those of my culture.
And the funny thing is, you're wrong on that because I definitely said other female artists. But here's the thing: when we do that, we list like certain it makes us sound like we're just counting. We have 3 friends. We have 3 black friends.
I'm sorry. Let me take a step back for a moment and clarify from what angle I was calling you a sexist.
Please.
We were listing albums that came out.
That happened to
And
be rappers.
that happened to be rappers.
Yes.
And McCray, we were throwing names back and forth, and he happened to list all men. We happened to be listing all men at the time.
Yes, thank you.
Nicki Minaj's name happened to be the first female name that was thrown into the mix.
And I made a face.
And you said, right?
Yeah.
You made a comment.
I was like, nah.
However, what I shared with you earlier is that how I received that, her being the first female person that was listed, even if you didn't respect what she had to say, because there were other artists that were named that you didn't necessarily respect the body of work, right? To the same degree, but you did not, like, it didn't come with the facial expression nor the commentary. There was a subconscious reason why it was when I listed this woman artist that, like, you responded that way. And what I wanted to do, given that, like perpetuating bigoted behavior is subconscious and is like an act of the subconscious, like, in order to disrupt it, one must call it out. All I did was call you out on your fuck.
And here's the thing. It was inaccurate because there were some albums I made a face to. I'm like, what?
I don't
and then
recall.
There were other albums. You didn't
Play back the tape.
I watched it. Trust me. And the thing is, when you mentioned Drake, I made the face. I'm like, no. You said Migos. I said no. Like, if
I need to play back the tape.
I've watched it, listened to it. I was able to chop it up.
You were there, Carnegie Kid. What was your perspective on it?
Like, you can't be so quick. You can't be so quick to label a man a sexist because.
Okay, forgive me. I don't mean to call you a sexist because unlike pedophiles, like men who perpetuate sexist ideals could change.
But that's still a stigma.
However,
that's a stigma.
Yep. Well, right now, the stigma that you need to walk around with is that subconsciously you have issues.
Anything that's a label
subconsciously,
to me.
you don't see women equally.
And that's not true.
And unfortunately, your actions show different.
And when one example of me not liking album.
I don't think you're overtly like fuck women. I don't think that's where it comes from. I think there are things that you do that you don't recognize that's I don't know, casts women at a different level than that to men.
And I don't particularly agree with that.
And that's fair. And, like, I'll continue to pay attention to your actions and your behavior and tell you when it is that I see it. And you can continue to call me out on it, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
But here's the thing: the example that you gave, as far as the Nicki Minaj, that was just a matter of. opinion.
It happened to be. Oh, was it a matter of opinion?
Because it was, to me, I didn't like the album.
I mean, it was just a matter of circumstance.
I listened to it twice.
Okay, how many times did you listen to Wayne's album?
Like 3 times, and 3 times because it was in
How
a
many
car.
times did you listen to the guy Lyric? No, not Lyric. What's homeboy's name? The white guy Logic. How many times did you listen to that album?
Same thing.
Migos album.
Never.
Can you say he was bad?
Drake's album.
I just don't like the Migos, so I just.
Drake's album.
Drake, I listened to the Drake's album. I did not like it at all. It was trash.
How many times did you listen to it?
Twice.
How many times did you listen to the
this?
Carters? Yep. How many
The
times?
Carters? Twice.
So, see, when we spoke about Nicki Minaj's album at the time, you had only listened to it once.
Yeah.
And you gave her one chance. Everyone else, you listened to it at least twice.
What happened?
I'm just letting you know what the fuck it is. You just said it, right?
But
Play
what
this
point?
shit back.
But what point is that?
The point that I'm making is that you didn't give her a fair chance.
So
because everyone else, you listened to their album at least twice to give them a fair assessment as to whether or not you would be listening to their music. You did not do that with her. Why?
Actually not. So
Why not?
So here's the thing.
Answer the question.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
So initially when we had that conversation, you said the fact that if you have to listen to something twice, or maybe it wasn't you, it was somebody else.
No, I've mentioned that before.
It's kind of like you're forcing yourself to like it.
Nah, no, that's not what I said.
So
I said I had to listen to things multiple times in order to really understand whether or not it's a good body of work.
You gotta sit with it anyway.
But here's the thing: for me to have to sit with an album, I didn't
with
like
her
it. I
album.
listened to it. I didn't like it.
And you didn't like a lot of these
Barbie
other
Dreams
people. You
was
didn't
clever.
like Drake's album, but you gave that Negro twice 2 listens.
Second
like
time
you
was by
just
default.
listened to her.
It wasn't on me.
Like, come on, man. I'm just
So
showing
here's the
you
thing.
your subconscious is like perpetuates sexist shit.
When it comes to Nicki Minaj.
Whatever.
And
Exactly. Beyonce, no.
Yeah, you
No.
be hating on me, bro.
But I love Alicia Keys. I love
Who ain't put out
Drake.
who ain't put out music in years,
She's
right?
a dope
But
human
why?
being.
But why?
She's
And
chilling.
to be honest, I love Alicia Keys, but people like
She's chilling.
like call a spade a spade. Alicia Keys has fell off over the years, right? Alicia Keys came out at a 10. And then ever since then, it's been
I can agree with that.
a slight decline. But she gets. Let me not.
I don't think
I'm
she's
not
gonna
mad at
jump
her
into
for
that
focusing
territory.
on her family.
Yeah,
though.
I'm not.
No, but
At
I
a
don't think
point.
I don't think it was a matter of her leaving to focus on family because I think even before she did the family thing, like there was just a dip, right? I think.
You think so?
Yeah, like I feel like I wanted to see her be like as powerful. I wanted to see her be like the female prince, right? I wanted to see that. What I think really happened was Alicia Keys, just like Drake, just like J. Cole, mind you, I love all of these people.
Prince
I'm
Blake.
fans of all of these people. But I do believe in the one drop rule. I do consider these people Negro, but they are half
Absolutely.
white, and I
Absolutely.
do feel as though their careers just advanced really quickly because they were half white.
Absolutely.
J.
And
Cole's
and I
career
think
didn't
she
advance
got,
that fast.
and I think that.
It didn't.
Give me a moment, and I think
He
that
started
her,
out on
and
a
I think
high
No,
that
he
she
didn't.
she
He did
got
not.
like
Nah.
the Songs of a Minor, like
He
that
put work
that was
in.
a dope ass album, but I feel like she got too much credit too fast.
Prince
Hashtag
plays
just
30.
saying.
Prince plays 30 instruments though. There's nobody.
That's
I'm
real.
sorry,
You right.
nobody.
You
He plays
right.
30
But with
instruments.
Alicia
You right.
Keys, I
Nobody.
honestly
There's
think
nobody.
like
Actually, her,
There's nobody.
because they say her plays a lot, and mind you, like she's still developing
really?
as an artist.
I
That
did
girl,
not know
that girl
that.
will cycle through some instruments on a stage.
I did not know
she
that.
will cycle through the electric guitar,
I
the
need to-
piano.
I gotta get into
the-
it.
I
she's
need
dope.
to get. I
She's
need
dope
to
as
get
fuck,
onto
and she's
that.
young
I
as
didn't know
fuck.
that. I didn't
But
know
with-
that.
She has a concert
Shout
on Tuesday,
to her.
actually.
In New York.
Yeah, in New York City. I'll
Shit,
find out
I
the
may need
information
to
and send
go
it
to
to
that.
y'all.
Yeah, I
She's
may
dope
need
as
to
fuck.
go to that. Shout to her, yo.
But you mentioned
And she's 25.
Shout
Dope
to
as
her,
fuck. Sorry,
yo.
just naming.
nah, she's dope. But you
You
mentioned
focus.
I
you
shout to
mentioned
her, yo.
Shout out to female artists.
For real.
shout out to female
He's
artists.
not,
I'm
I can defend. Oh man.
think
No,
I'm
don't get me wrong,
No,
right?
you're
I'm
getting
not
it
saying
wrong.
that you're okay.
'Cause you know how many
And what
people
I said
like-
on this, what I said on this is that okay. So calling you a sexist is wrong, and that is a very that's a very strong statement. Do you perpetuate sexist ideals? Yes, you
At
do.
times.
I think that's what she
But
was
most-
saying. Not
most
calling
men
you
do.
out, but saying
And most men do, and that's and like it is what it is. Own it.
Right.
Own it. Just like you want white people to own the fact that like they perpetuate like bigotry. Own that shit. It's okay.
but
I perpetuate fuck shit too.
I'm all about labeling or owning shit when it's accurate. That
For
particular
some
point
reason,
wasn't
I think it's
accurate.
hard for you to figure out, like unbeknownst to you, like it was hard for you to recognize,
Word.
like when it was hard for you to recognize, like when
Two
like that
different
taking
situations.
paper
Two different
towel, like
situations.
was just like what's that?
I
Like so, I
still-
think
What happened?
I think sometimes it's
still-
just
I
really
don't
hard for you
care.
to like. I'm just saying. Oh,
Wait,
you
what's
don't know
that
what
from?
happened, Rain? Let me
Obviously,
tell
she
you.
wasn't
Wait,
here.
what's that from?
From Friday?
Oh yeah, I still.
I
Wait.
still, I
don't
don't care.
Wait, which character said it?
Ezel
Oh.
at the end. He gave
happened?
Debo the next
I
back.
don't
What
care.
happened? There was a teammate of ours who was in the main office. You've been into the office. Homeboy came into the office with like a wrapped paper towel and
Take your time.
a tube of Clorox wipes in his motherfucking bag to take it home, both unopened. One of our teammates.
That was me. So I mean, I ain't got no shame. But here's the thing, though. I gave it back.
He said he thought it was no. I took it.
I gave it back.
They say 90%.
I had to walk up to the bag. I walked up to his bag. I was like, "Is this paper towel that I bought?"
You had the bag open.
Yeah, I had my shout out to Flight Club. I had my Flight Club bag.
They said 90% of employees steal from the job.
They
so
do,
it's
and
actually
like
90.
and the reality is like most employees do take like when you take a pen, it's actually theft.
Why you being
But
outed?
home, didn't I say a teammate? I wasn't trying to like I wasn't gonna try and
Yeah, it
People
could
can put
be
one and one.
anybody. It
I
could
said
be
a teammate.
anybody.
I didn't know what y'all was talking about. I'm like, okay.
I said a teammate.
Could be anyone.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I still got a job. But here's the thing, though. It's just a matter of.
I'm just saying.
It's just a matter of everybody
Okay.
did it. Everybody did it, you know, and I actually paid it back.
He said everybody does it.
everybody does.
Who?
it.
Everybody on the second floor. He tried to snitch, y'all.
Y'all,
He snitched.
check them, y'all.
So I know to watch all y'all.
check them.
Everybody's doing it. They probably doing it now. But my whole thing
Don't
is,
you see the case of paper towels by my desk now?
listen. So what happened was the next day I bought everybody in the office
He
paper
sure
towels.
did. I walked over to my desk. I had a roll of paper towel on my desk. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. See, and you took that home, I bet.
No, it's on my desk. I left it at work.
That's fine. But yeah, we definitely segue from the DipSET album
know,
to
right?
pedophilia
Sure did.
to
Joel's, get
Joel.
some teeth, bro.
See what you did,
please,
Joel. See what you did,
man.
brother.
Like,
See what your no
man,
teeth and
get
ass
teeth.
does.
Why he can't get and this is my question. I have a bigger question. One, I'm not sure how much do teeth cost, and then B,
The Love and
the
Hip Hop
fact
Checks just
that
started again. They just
nah,
started.
but what I'm saying is all them fucking chains, whatever. I'm not sure who this new album was released under. Like
Empire.
the fact that y'all are investing in this project, can y'all not give him teeth? One,
Well,
and then
this
two,
is also
and
assuming
that's
that
what I'm
he's.
saying. If
But this
you
is also
don't
assuming
care,
that he's not still on drugs,
Well,
right?
and
Because
that-
if he's
and
still on
that's-
drugs, you're not gonna. You're not gonna invest
That
your
was
money
my
in
next
them.
point. One, do you not have enough money? Two, if you
Unbeknownst to
don't
you.
care, then you're a fucking
he's not
crackhead.
broke.
Because only those people don't care about teeth. And me saying like, bro, I know teeth can be expensive. Dentistry can be expensive. But if you don't give a fuck about teeth, then that to me says you're on crack.
Yeah.
That's true.
Me
Because
as a
he has the
30-year-old person from
means.
a
That's
black
what you're saying.
You have the
He
means to
definitely
get
has
this
the
teeth and
means.
you don't care.
Got
That
you.
to me says that you're on crack.
I
That's the
agree.
only
That's a
thing in
great
my
point.
life that has people when they don't give a fuck about teeth. Like, and
Agreed.
you're making music videos without teeth, bro.
Agreed.
Like the shit is like it hurt. Like my mom called me like, "Yo, why doesn't Santana have teeth?" Like dead. Like when shit happens, like my like everybody knows I fuck with like this is my guy. Like it really hurts my heart that you don't have teeth, bro. Please, what like I got insurance, bro. Whatever.
Nah.
needs
Y'all
to
can
be
sign up for a
done,
domestic
bro.
partnership. Maybe you can help him.
See now you ODing, son.
Wow.
You don't think he cute?
I would help out my brother. I would help out my brother if you need some insurance, bro. I got Cigna. I will get you some teeth, bro. Yeah, I fuck with you, bro. Please. Please. I fuck with you, bro. But it hurts my heart that you don't have teeth, son.
So-
and I can't take Diplomat seriously when you don't have teeth.
Overall,
Damn, B.
we can face.
We didn't talk about the album.
Yeah, because
He don't have teeth. I can't get past that.
count,
Soon as
count.
you come on with the verse and I hear that you snag a tooth in it, I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear
I enjoyed the album.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it on the ride.
I
home.
enjoyed all of Jim
On the
Jones,
speak.
and I was actually
I'm
thoroughly.
happy to hear that.
I was thoroughly enjoying also at the end point, the outro with Casa. I just started laughing on the train.
Casa's the man.
And,
I fucks with
I
Cas.
just remembered, oh snap from Smack DVD.
Is Jim writing those though? Not to even play him, but we all know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is Jim
He's the
writing
most
all them
consistent.
verses?
He's been rapping
Yeah.
nonstop for the past however many
Has he
years.
been writing all of that though? Because we know about Stack Bundles, we know about
I'd
Max
like to
B, we
think
know
so.
about these people. I mean, I would like to think so too, but there was,
Someone said Axel.
Yeah, but at the same time,
is he writing all of these?
Those bars are not like so exceptional that he
Nah,
can write
but-
on his own.
yeah.
Nah, but what I'm saying is that you getting up to this point where other people writing it. So for me to question it now is not. I don't think it's crazy to say.
Somebody said about him though that he literally like will smoke himself to a sleep coma and wake up and
And start going in.
And go in
spit the
there and go do it.
rhyme
I
and
feel you.
record it.
I
One
mean,
take.
I'm gonna go off that because I really enjoyed the album surprisingly.
And you think Jim Sean?
Jim Sean, because like I said, if I was overall, I was looking forward to what he said. I like the
You liked Uncasa's outro?
I thought it was cool.
It was
What, is it
cute.
cute?
It was cute. Yeah, see what I did there, right? You think he cute? You said it, Johnny Floss. You said it. The consensus is in. You said
bro,
cute.
So it was good,
I
though?
heard
I
you,
thought it was
Floss.
dope. I thought it was dope.
I like the Tory Lanez song. Oh, we didn't talk about that real quick.
Oh,
How we
shit.
didn't talk about Tory Lanez versus
Yeah,
Joyner
that's
Joyner
crazy.
Lucas, man.
That's crazy.
I
Fucking
didn't
pedophilia.
listen to the last part. I didn't listen to Joyner Lucas' response to the.
Oh,
The
you
last
had to.
the last
You heard
Joyner
it,
was
right?
on the ZZB. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
That
I'm
was the
up
light
to date.
one.
I'm
Yeah,
up
I
to
didn't.
date.
I heard the first three. Like I
Well-
heard Toy's 2 and Joyner's 1. I didn't hear Joyner's rebuttal.
Well, you seen the video I posted,
Yeah.
right?
That was corny.
Where he basically is
I didn't know he's from Canada.
yeah.
You ain't know he's from
Tory
Tory?
Lanez?
They had beef.
The
He had
whole
like
Drake
beef with Drake.
beef. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez is.
But
I don't really.
Tory
I also
Lanez
hear
is
he's
like
like
that
super
weird
super
person.
talented
He is.
because he's responsible for like a lot of flows and shit like that. And
A lot.
that's on the radio now, but I'm not interested.
He's
in-
responsible for flows that.
He
Yeah,
wrote
he writes a lot of
records.
people's like he writes a
A
lot of
lot of
music.
No, I mean he wrote,
and the
but
change
you
in
said
flows.
I'm
Well,
like,
excuse me, he's self-proclaimed responsible for a lot of flows.
It's a
that we are
situation where
hearing.
like you hear Tory
He said that
Lanez
shit.
music and you're like, oh, this sounds like such and such. But it's a
But
thing
he
where
wrote that shit
Tory
for him.
Lanez was writing for years before he actually came out. So it sounds like
And
such
still
and
doing it
such
now.
because he wrote it. And
Well, you
now
know, it makes
he's
sense
spinning his own
because
shit.
The song he's on the Dip album.
Yeah.
That hook that he's on, it's a fire hook to me. It's cute, but
Definitely.
it sounds like
cute. You think he's
no,
cute?
it is. It's a cute hook.
Cute.
She can say that though. That's acceptable for
No,
her
and
to
I was
say.
just saying.
Wait,
saying
words
something
ain't
like-
got no
No, a
damn.
dude can say that like on some like plain like, oh, that was cute.
Yeah, but that's kind of a discredit. If that
Right.
was cute. It's
Right,
like
right,
that's
right.
and she said, yeah, it was cute. It's like, oh, all right, it was good. It
But
wasn't bad. Like,
but you don't think he cute?
Pause.
Yeah, that response.
No, but the hook on the DipSET album, it sounds real familiar. I'm not sure who it sounds like,
I could,
but
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
dope sound, like that sing-songy sound of today. I think it's a girl actually. you know. So he is talented, but pump your brakes, Tory. Talking to like,
Yeah,
first of all,
he's
I didn't like how he said you American niggas. What kind
Yeah,
of
that
bullshit
was like
that?
he was doing the
Yeah.
most there. Like,
And then he said
and it's like, but you're American too, dumbass.
And then he ended his career. Joyner
Well,
Lucas.
yeah, I
like
got
you're
history lesson,
Canadian,
you're
but like if
Canadian,
you
right.
want to be like if you want to speak like semantics,
Yeah.
But
or
he's corny
technicalities
anyway.
rather.
I didn't
He
like
took
what he
me
said.
back to the
Cornball.
corny place when he poured the liquor out. First of all, that
It
girl
almost
kept
poured on somebody. She was ducking that shit.
But yeah, she
I
kept
think
it
they had a
She was
bowl or something.
I
I
knocked
think
the
they had
bottle
a
out his
bowl or
hand.
something catching it because the way he was pouring it, that shit was too
Still
much.
Nah.
dead in front of her though.
Homegirl
Had you
was
smashing
ducking.
this shit.
Yeah, she had to like they had to be
That's
catching
mad
it or something.
ignorant. Like, come on, dude.
But also for him to say he ended his career, like he's gonna like.
He didn't end his career.
Do y'all
Yeah.
think this shit is real, or do you think this is like kind of orchestrated for both of them?
Oh
to
nah,
get
they
popping?
both said it was like for the sport. From
No, it
what I
was real.
I
How
thought
it
this was
started was a
orchestrated.
call out. I don't think it's orchestrated.
Okay, who called?
Meaning,
who
like,
out?
it
I don't
was just
know
cool.
about that.
Well, I think Joyner saw Tory talking shit,
Okay.
and he said something like that Joyner kid, he nice or whatever, but I'll wash him. So
Oh,
Joyner
okay. Then yeah, it's
made
on
a
now.
post like, oh, word, like please, like stop talking crazy,
Yeah.
bar for bar. But the whole thing is even with the backstory, right? Because in the post, he kind of implies like bar for bar. So Tory actually kind of did that because he didn't take shots at him in the first one.
Yeah.
That's why people aren't counting it, but it still counts. That's another thing. So we gotta like give official rules for rap battles, yo. Especially on beat, because to me, beef on beat, that is a rap battle. That's different from
Absolutely.
battle rap, right?
Absolutely.
Where you can still diss,
Mhm.
but it's because it's two paid
Like,
rappers that
yeah.
are going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people didn't count Tory's first joint. They said all he had like random bars. It wasn't towards Joyner. But Joyner responded with straight disses.
Yeah.
But it's kind of whack because he said let's go bar for bar. So why did you take shots? You know what I'm saying? But now his response was fire, and then Tory responded to that. And to me, Tory kind of edged Joyner on that.
His flow was crazy on that second one.
Right. So when Joyner responded, he was supposed to get him out of here on the ZZ beat.
And I didn't hear that one. I gotta hear that one.
I
didn't hear
think
that
the
one.
ZZ beat wasn't bad. I think
No,
like
it's good,
the
but it didn't
beginning
have
he
the
kind of
impact,
bullshitted,
though.
but like the second half, that last minute, he was going in. Like I think you gotta re-listen to it maybe 2 or 3 times to
Is
catch
that the
all
last
the shit.
one?
That was the last.
Yo,
the
I didn't
last
hear it
punch
at all.
that
I gotta
heard.
hear it. I didn't hear it at all.
Listen to it maybe 2 or 3 times, cause like Joyner is real lyrical.
Not
He throws a
once.
lot of
But
shit
that's
in
the
there.
whole thing.
Yeah, never
Where he
once.
dropped
Never
Not
once.
once, so
You
you
never
can,
listen
you
to
know,
it once.
exactly.
He
Nothing.
gave facts
I agree.
as disses, like he
Yeah.
was dissing him with facts.
Yeah.
But the bars were not that crazy. You saying corny shit like a pink saddle? Like he's doing like corny shit. And then he didn't start to heat up to me until he went the triple flow.
Yeah, like
But
the
if you-
second. Yeah. The second
Tory
half.
basically took him out of his game because he started doing like he did like a slow flow and he
Yeah.
didn't kill it.
So
It was clever,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't have the same impact. So overall, people were like, oh, that's whack. So Tory felt like he didn't have to respond. But he's supposed to get him out of here because Joyner actually played Tory in the they had like a little on IG.
Yeah.
You know, a little what you call it, IG live or whatever.
Yeah.
So he said to him,
Oh, they was talking
They
back
were
and forth.
talking.
Oh shit, I missed that whole thing.
and he said, people don't take you seriously, like you're not all that.
Look,
Joyner said that
Joyner
too.
said that's oh shit.
But then you didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also conceded to a loss because he released a live after that saying congratulations.
Joyner really
Yeah.
said,
I think maybe he just
hell
said that.
no.
Maybe he just.
No, because he didn't want to keep going back and forth, but that was
Yeah.
corny.
Nah, never.
You supposed
yeah.
to. You don't concede. You're supposed
Never.
to get him out of here.
Yeah.
And he didn't say congratulations like you won. He said congratulations like you actually did good.
Yeah.
But still, that's still
It's
conceding.
like, yeah.
You lost because you
Like,
didn't
don't
want to keep
acknowledge
battling.
what the hell. Yeah.
He didn't want to keep battling, but you should have kept battling, bro.
I guess.
But I don't know.
close out.
Isn't it on Tory to respond because he
No,
put the
because
last
that
joint out
it didn't
there?
have the impact.
Okay.
It didn't warrant a response. Technically, he
don't
should
know.
have.
Listen to it again, y'all. I think the ZZ
You're
went
right.
in.
A
like,
lot of
I
people are
think the
saying
second
that.
half
A
he
lot of
went
people are saying that he
in.
lost.
Like, yeah.
But real talk,
I don't
though,
know who won or lost. I can't say.
who had the best verse on that.
The
Liddy
initial
beat?
one?
No, the second
The
beat.
Liddy beat?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it was Tory.
Tory edged it, but real talk,
I
if you
think
break it
so,
down,
Tory.
Tory don't have no real bars. He was
Yeah.
just saying nigga, nigga, nigga 8,000 times.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
easy to keep rhyming.
He's good
bar
at
nigga,
flow.
star
Yeah,
nigga,
exactly.
with
His
R
flow is
nigga.
crazy.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That easy.
Yeah.
He was doing that. So it's
Yeah.
like
Strategic. And he comes across as a
Easy.
strategic
But
artist more than
sometimes with
anything else.
those, the rhyme comes before nigga. Like you said, star nigga, bar nigga.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
star bar that's
But
really
he did
rhyming.
that mad
That's
times
not.
though, so
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
no bars
I feel
really.
you. I
know,
feel
it
you.
was more like flow.
I was really entertained by the whole
Me
shit.
too.
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I mean-
I think it was dope for the culture. Two people going back and forth so quickly, no beef, nobody really gonna get shot
Yeah.
or beat up or anything. Like, I really
That's why
appreciated
Tory
that.
gets props though, because he's a mainstream artist that's doing it for the culture. He
Yeah.
ain't getting a bag off of it.
Yeah.
Take
word.
heed. I will say that. Take heed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somebody gotta take him out.
Maybe.
Tory-
My son got at Joyner though.
Yeah. Maybe Carnegie Kid. You can get at Tory Lanez.
He called out the whole
Oh,
America.
Yeah.
Word. I
Why
don't like
not?
that, bro.
The
I'm
whole of
from
America.
Brooklyn,
Hey,
motherfucker. That's
all I'm
from
saying
America.
is Monday's coming.
Like-
Monday's tomorrow.
Woo, Tory, watch the fuck out, bro.
Take
I
a
might,
shot, yo. I take a shot.
I might
Wait, what you mean by
roast your
that?
shit. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
no,
Monday
Monday.
night.
Got it.
You-
Never mind.
You might get roasted
Slow.
tomorrow, Tory. Your hairline is
Monday night mixtape.
word up.
So-
Watch it tomorrow.
Shout out to the Monday Night Mixtapes.
Hell
I just
yeah.
got caught up.
Word
Yeah.
up. I used to love them shits. When Clue, that shit came from Clue. When I was a kid, I used to be taping them shits on my cassette tape every Monday night. Like, you could not take me away from the radio, man. Shout out to DJ Clue for them shits.
Shout out to Clue.
Clue shit.
Also, shout out to I wanted to do this sometime. We have some new followers like Smush Parker. He follows Unpopular Opinion.
Yo, you lying.
I'm not
Yo,
lying.
that's funny because last year at the Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
when Spike Lee renamed the street,
Yeah.
Smush Parker was there, and y'all know I'm a crazy Laker fan.
Yeah.
Smush Parker's in my top 5 Lakers all the time. I was with my moms. I pointed like, yo, ma, that's Smush Parker. She like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is Smush Parker? I got picture with him and all that. Yo, Smush,
Yeah.
shout out to you, bro. I fuck with you,
Shout out
guys,
to
man.
Smush.
Smush.
Hell yeah,
He,
Shout out
Smush
to
Parker,
Smush.
man.
Smush.
I thanked him for the DM, shook hands via IG. Shout
Word
out to
up.
Smush
That's
Parker.
what's up.
Shout out-
And he's a New York
Yeah.
street ball legend.
Yes.
If you know about New York street ball, Smush Parker's a legend.
I will say this: Unpopular Opinions is episode 12. I know we got to cut out soon, but the
212.
people have been talking about the show. Shout out to actually a makeup artist stylist in Seattle, Washington. Shout out to Mrs. Carter.
Miss
on
Carter,
IG.
what up?
She does
Right.
makeup.
Shout out to Mrs.
She
Carter.
loves the show.
Yeah,
Fan of-
yeah.
Hit Miss Carter up for your makeup
for
in
your
Seattle.
makeup.
I got
For
some
real.
people out there.
So the fact
What's
that
Miss
we
Carter's
over there,
at situation?
Mrs. Carter, I'll show you after the show.
Yeah,
No, we gotta
put
tell
up
it to the
tomorrow.
people.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're gonna
I'm
tell
gonna put it
y'all
in the
next
bio and everything, but shout out
Yeah,
to
for this
Mrs. Carter,
episode.
capital MRS.Carter, just like the Carters.
Okay.
Jay-Z,
Miss
Beyonce.
Carter, shout to you.
Listen to the album
Shout
for
out
the
to
third
Miss
time.
Carter.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
episode 12.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Episode
Oh, that's
12.
dope. I just seen what y'all did there.
Yeah, you see, I've been doing that the whole episode. You just caught, man. That's all right. This is
Shout out to Dwight Howard, man. We out. Chill.
Do better.